At ProCopy for over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Fleck Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-ProCopy. That's 602-776-2679.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Because there's only one you, Views Alto is the vape as unique as you are. With Views by You, you can make your unique mix with any of 4 colors, 3 flavors, 3 nicotine levels, and infinite wrap designs. So how will you do you? Make Views Alto a vape that is yours. In store now. Discover more at Views.com. Views. Charge beyond. Vapor products. Underage sale prohibited. Website and offers restricted to age 21 and over tobacco consumers.
Learn how thousands of smart homeowners are investing about $1 to avoid expensive home repair bills. John, a former non-customer, said, "My air conditioner broke and I had to spend $1,900 to fix it." Jeff, a customer, wrote, "My air conditioner broke and I got a new one at no out-of-pocket cost." Mary, a former non-customer, wrote, "My heating system stopped running. I had to spend $3,000 to get a new one." Lisa, a customer, wrote, "My heater stopped working. I got it fixed at no out-of-pocket cost." For about $1 a day, you can have all the major appliances and systems in your home guaranteed fixed or replaced with HSC's home warranty coverage. Call now, and the first month is free. If the lines are busy, please call back.
800-657-5714. 800-657-5714. 800-657-5714. That's 800-657-5714.
Staples Connect has everything for school at amazing prices. Right now, Staples one-subject notebooks are only 25 cents each, and Crayola 24-count crayons, 2-pocket polyfolders, and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each. So your student won't just be ready for school. There'll be tons of drawings to hang on the fridge ready.
We're going to need a bigger refrigerator.
Visit your local Staples store or staples.com/back-to-school and get amazing prices for everything on your back-to-school list. Ends 9/18, limit 30, notebooks in store only. Offer may vary online.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
People settle down because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in there pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. We're broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And yes, this is the most interactive radio show in the universe. I'm going to go ahead and call it. Who's going to tell me otherwise?
I don't know.
The most interactive show in the universe.
I mean, there could be a radio show on Mars, could be on satellite.
There's no damn radio show on Mars.
What are you talking about? You don't know that?
I know it for a fact.
Have you been to Mars?
Well, there's been a little rover thing running around down there, and they can barely find water.
They haven't found it yet. There's probably a Sirius XM station on Mars.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Until there's proof, I'm calling it. The Daily Blender is the most interactive sports or radio show or whatever.
I have
period.
No problem with that. Yeah.
In the universe.
Yeah.
I have spoken. 888-368-1580. So we got lots of NFL to talk about, but I wanted to start with some other stuff first before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Okay. How about the umpire that took a hit from Edmundo Sosa? He did a wild throw to first. It was the Mets versus the Cardinals last night. And I guess Junior Valentine, he's an umpire there, standing there by the first base. He's like, oh, there's going to be a play over here. I better stare at the first base bag.
Yeah, that's good umpire.
That's my job. I look at the first base bag and make sure if the guy is safe or out, right? That's how it works.
Actually, there's an art to that, but go ahead.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. Explain.
Well, first of all, he's not right on top of the bag.
No,
he's
no,
in a
he's
position.
he's about 10 feet back.
Yeah, well, he's probably far. He's standing probably just inside the infield or the outfield grass, and he is looking in the direction to see if the guy catches the ball.
Right.
And when he catches the ball, when does he hear that thump of the foot on the bag? So there's an art to it. You gotta watch the bag. You can't take your eyes off of it. So you never saw this coming.
No. So he's staring at the bag. He's like, all right, something's about to happen. Very exciting. Here we go. This is what I've been waiting for. And then all of a sudden, Edmundo Sosa says, I'm going to throw this rocket of a ball straight to first base. Going to get that out, and everybody's going to love me. And he's like, got too happy. He's like, oh, they love me. And he threw it, and it just went far left as it headed towards the first baseman and took Valentine out. I mean, pow, right
hit him
here.
Right in the face, didn't it?
Right on the cheekbone. And it actually it bled immediatody.
I bet.
But then, sometimes you punch a guy, it'll bleed a little bit, then it stopped. And so he stopped bleeding pretty quick, but he went down. And everybody was like, holy cow. And poor Edmundo Sosa was like, oh my God, what have I done? And he felt horrible. But Junior Valentine, kind of a badass, a little bit of a man of the day. I just don't know if I can make an umpire man of the day.
Oh, come
That's
on.
a hard thing for me to do.
Come on, Jeffrey. Come on.
All right. Well, as long as it's not Angel Hernandez or Joe West, okay. I'll go ahead and state it that Junior Valentine, at the very least, gets a man card accreditation because he says, you know what? I'm going to stay in the game. I'm good. It's like, yeah, it hurt. I'm not going to lie. It hurt. There was blood. It was like smeared in his face. And he's just like, give me a break. Like he was not happy about it. Yeah. It would have been something if he had charged Edmundo Sosa. Like, come on, like a fight.
I don't even think Sosa would have fought him. Sosa looked horrified.
I don't care. I would have loved. You don't ever see, and then all of a sudden there's a bit. What I don't know. There's no bench, so there's a umpire clearing brawl where they all come running. People coming down out of the stands. It's like, let's do this.
An umpire, let's kick his ass.
Some dude is up there in the he's like, well, I work at Foot Locker. I've got the stripes. I better go down there. Well, so everybody on the field, and it would be awesome because people would be laughing because it's like a tickle fight when it's umpires. Anyway, so that was very impressive that he could take a shot like that to the dome and get up and go the rest of the way with the game.
Good for him. He's making enough money, but listen, he had the intestinal fortitude to stay in there and do his job. Good for him.
And let me just say this. Thank God he was vaccinated.
What?
I don't know. I just tried to start some crap.
You didn't know the vaccine saved you from being dangerously hit in the face by baseballs?
Thank God he was vaccinated.
There it is.
He was vaccinated against baseballs?
Well, what they didn't tell you is when Bill Gates put the chip in there, it was also some GPS stuff. And had it because that ball might have taken him out right behind the ear or something, but no, the GPS helped steer it. So thank God he was vaccinated.
Wow. Yeah.
So another good guy, not badass, not man of the day, Milwaukee Brewers Christian Yelich.
Yes.
He went and bought 10,000 tickets for the series against the St. Louis Cardinals. And he's like, you know what? The fans are a big part of what we accomplished. We want American Family Field to be rocking for this last homestand. And we know there's no way these bastards are buying these tickets. So I just got tired of not having a crowd. So that's why. All right. I made up most of that.
What?
I made up most of that.
The Brewers in first place, and the Milwaukee baseball fans are rabid.
I just made it up to piss people off. It's what I do.
Wow.
No, he's just got 10,000 tickets, and they're going to give them away, and it's kind of nice. Except for the people who are like sitting there going, "I paid how much for these season tickets?
Yeah,
what the hell is this?" But I mean, he signed a 9-year, $215 million contract before the 2020 season. Yeah, I think that he can handle this.
Pretty sure
he'll be all right.
Yeah. Of course, I'd be like, oh, why don't you just go ahead and buy all of them? Yeah, you got the money. 10,000. Let's fill this place. Let's do it. Buy all of the damn things. So that's what's going on. Anybody else got anything?
Well, I mean, 10,000 tickets at where were these tickets? The Upper Bowl type of thing. What do they sell? These are $10 or $20 tickets.
They did not indicate that. They did not indicate that.
Yeah.
At any rate, at any level, it's 10,000. So even if there are $1 tickets, that's 10 grand. If they're $10 tickets, that's 100 grand.
If they're $20 tickets, where are we at?
I don't know. Gee, I'm not doing any more math. I did the best I could.
I'm surprised you got as far mathematically as you did. That you didn't have to. You didn't have to do that.
I'm just saying. I went as far as I was going to go, and I'm done. So you can figure it out yourself. Get out your calculator. Get out your abacus. Get
$796,428.18.
Sounds about right. 888-368-1580. Thunder Snow says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen." Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I guess that's it. The Jet says, "Hey, ladies, are you working today? Are we working? Are hardly working or working hard?" Years. Fubar 1000 says, "Hiya, Blender. Special note from Mars. You're lying. You're not on Mars. I know you're not on Mars.
I knew it.
Charlie Boy says, "Hey, gentlemen, looking good as always on the old YouTube. Best app ever without too much buffering. Randy, pour me a hard soda, please, and thank you."
There you go, my friend.
Yeah, ever since I got grounded from the Facebook, I think I about another month left of being in Facebook prison, and it was all about a meme I posted on a meme page like 2 years ago. They found it and they're like, "Oh, you're not. And do you need counseling?" I say, "I need you to get off my ass is what I need." Anyway, so it won't let me do it the way we usually do it, which would be through Facebook. So that's why whenever you see it on the Twitter or the Facebook, it's got the word squiggly thing on it. Because I tried to go around it, they figured me out. So now there's no live preview on there. So, but if you click it, you'll see the show. So that doesn't mean it's broken. I'm so aggravated with these people.
Squiggly line.
We may need to create a Jeffrey O'Brien burner account. So that we can get this done.
Go.
I don't know.
Everybody's doing it, Jeff. Go.
King of Kitten says, "Jeffrey, my dad was an umpire." Umpires are people too.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not the best of us. Let's just be honest.
Really? I was an umpire.
I'm kidding.
What are you saying about Randy?
I'm just kidding. And every time you tell me that, Randy, I have to say I apologize. And I also realize I should talk slower. Because the Jet says, "Sorry, my last text was supposed to go to the Alaskan Bush Company." Yeah, we'll just pass that along for you, Jet.
Is that where Creepy Bush happens to work?
Creepy
Bush that won last week?
I'm not going to acknowledge that, Randy.
Creepy Bush, huh?
It's not. I'm not even going to acknowledge.
Was it a high score? Creepy Bush had the high score.
I was about to say, speaking of the ladies, but now you've done this, I feel weird about it because there's a story about the women's soccer team. Now it just seems wrong.
Oh, what? They're going to get equal pay from the Lion Cheating Federation?
Well, sort of. So U.S. Soccer has offered men and women the identical contract proposals, they say, but there is a different structure of things. And so it's not that they offered the women more, they have offered the men less. And that is their way of sort of trying to settle in this whole thing. And of course, I don't know why it's so hard for U.S. Soccer to just sort of figure this out, and especially when you look at, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't the women's soccer more popular right now than the men's soccer? I'm talking about U.S. soccer.
Yeah, they're the more dominant team, and when they're on TV, they get more viewers. They attract more eyeballs.
So they attract more eyeballs, but when the stadiums, you see the men's matches are clearly fuller than the women's matches, and I think therein lies the issue.
Gee whiz, if I had to choose, I'd go to the women's one. It seems like that'd be a better game to watch.
And I understand that. I'm not saying anything at all disrespectful about the women's U.S. national soccer team. What I'm saying is the federation doesn't make as much as they do off of the men's side of things. Whether it's a U.S. team that is horrible and can't draw fans, you still have their opponents' fans, sort of like when the Diamondbacks play every year. The opponents' fans come out to root against the damn Diamondbacks.
No, I hear you, but it's very disingenuous to say, "Hey, we're making it equal," when all you're doing is pulling back the lesser effective men's contracts and cutting them down. So, well, guess what? The bad news is you're not getting a raise. The good news is you finally make the same amount as the men. It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah,
it doesn't pass the sniff test.
If one group is filling stadiums more and the other group is more of a draw on TV, it does seem like it balances out to some degree to me.
It's a good point.
Pay them both more.
Yeah, I wonder how much they make on the TV deals versus the tickets and stuff. But
isn't the TV deal done up front though?
I don't know. Maybe in the conference room. I don't know what you mean up front. I mean, it could be.
I mean,
I imagine they could go into an office, or they could meet at an Applebee's. I don't know where they do their deals.
No. I'm talking about, isn't the deal paid out ahead of time? The contract is paid out ahead of time.
You mean that the bulk of the money is given to the teams and the players and the people involved?
Exactly. I think the TV rationale, the TV parts of this soccer thing gets paid out to these teams ahead of time, right?
Well, I think what happens is once you have established TV plus tickets, whatever, it's all part of the CBA. And that's what Tom Brady was saying about in the NFL. He's just like, you know what? We got to open our eyes. We do this CBA, and then they turn around and release the information of how much the money is from TV. And now we realize how hosed we're being. So I don't know how it works with soccer. I barely care enough to tell you about this. So I don't. Somebody else will have to answer that question. But, you know, again, the basic story here is not the women are making more. It's just they've taken them in and given them less.
Yeah. And it just seems a little bit petty. Like we'd rather pay this group of men less than give you a raise. That's just the way it comes across.
Yeah. And of course, let's see what happens if the U.S. men's soccer suddenly becomes better, how they'll deal with that at that point. But I understand there is a formula that has to exist. If you're selling tickets, well, there's one plus. If you are getting TV money, there's another plus. If you are selling merchandise, there's another plus. And if your level of what you were bringing in, and what you were putting out to pay these players, there's an economy of sorts on that. And I just feel like, well, what's better known? Well, you could name a couple of the women's soccer players. I got nobody's name in my head for the men's soccer players. That's gotta stand and mean something. They gotta. I don't know. I'm surprised.
I don't know what the jersey sales are. I know there are a lot of little girls out there, buying Megan Rapinoe jerseys. I don't know who is aware of the existence of Christian Pulisic.
Who?
He plays on the men's team.
Okay, well, see, that explains it.
Yeah.
The Jet says, are you saying men's soccer players are going to take a pay cut because they're more athletic? No, they're going to take a pay cut because, well, they've been told to, I guess. I really don't know how they're going to argue the other side of that. Boogie says, women's soccer is my favorite female sport to watch. U.S. team is amazing and always a great match to watch. Also, I like female volleyball. I think Boogie's maybe not watching for the right reasons.
Right.
I have a
at least
feeling.
not the volleyball anyway.
Charlie Boy says, speaking of $1 seating at a Major League ballpark, I wish the Diamondbacks didn't drop the $1 section. They got to bring that back. Yeah, Diamondbacks, if you're not filling the park, bring back the $1 seats. You'll make up some money in the concessions. I mean, and then you get some bodies out there, get a little electricity going, get a little something for your players.
My thing is this, they have ticket prices set, but when the game starts and there are people that are not sitting in these unsold seats, why not open up all the seats for like $20 each?
Or just everybody move down. Everybody move down.
I mean, but there's not even people in the upper bowl. Listen, the Diamondbacks need to, once the game starts, nobody else is going to buy any more seats. So why don't you offer them at $20? And then you'll have a whole bunch of people wait until the game starts, buy these seats for $20. You'll fill up the stadium.
Yeah, I agree. Whatever, $1 a seat, a $20 seat, whatever it takes to get butts in those seats. And like we said, you make up some money on the concessions. And no FUBAR 1000. Nobody believes that you're riding around in the Mars rover opportunity.
Yeah.
No, sorry. And by the way, no, we can't FedEx you chicken wings to space. If you're actually there, we can't send chicken wings there. They'd be crystallized, I think, by the time they got there.
And it'd be about 4 years from now.
Yeah,
that's another good point. If you're waiting on an Uber Eats kind of thing, you're going to die.
Yeah.
You're going to die. That's all there is to it.
Have you not ever seen the movie The Martian?
Yeah, you're going to have to poop, and then you're going to have to plant some seeds. Hopefully you save some seeds. We know you got some poop because you're full of it. 888-368-1580.
See, that was a good point.
So, all right, Urban Meyer has, sort of head this thing off the pass. He has come out and said there is no chance that I'm going to go over and head coach USC. I'm here and I'm committed to try and build this organization.
Uh-huh.
Translation, nobody's bothered to call him. Nobody's called him.
Not yet. They're waiting till he's like 2 and 15, and then there's a little bit of a heart murmur, possibly.
Yeah.
Maybe a brain cyst, and then
Listen, he's a dirtbag. He's already planned any escape he needs to make, any excuse, any out. This guy is a dirtbag. He's a grifter. He's already ready with some shady reason to get out of coaching for Jacksonville.
Look, the guy wins everywhere that he goes, but the fact of the matter is, when he tells you he's not going somewhere, you can't believe it. I'm not leaving Florida. He leaves. I'm not going to Ohio State. He goes to Ohio State. I'll coach at Ohio State forever. He quits at Ohio State. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next head coach for USC is clearly Urban Meyer.
Yeah, I agree.
At least if he has any say in the matter, they may still not call him.
I saw somewhere today the odds on him being fired after this season are 7-2.
That's pretty low.
7-2.
I feel like it should be higher.
Well, I think that's pretty high given he's only one game into his NFL career.
He's one game in, and he's the favorite to be fired, the first coach fired this season.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be fired.
I mean, that's ahead of Nagy. That's ahead of Zimmer. That's ahead of Zach Taylor.
Mm-hmm. Kingsbury was 14-1.
Yeah. Well, he just won a game, so those odds have got to change probably. So yeah, Urban Meyer says, no, I'm not going to do this thing with the USC. But we are going to, when we come back, talk about, all right, so who is a possibility? Eric Bieniemy's name has come up. There's a whole bunch of other people that they're probably taking a look at. We will discuss when we come back. Mr. Pringle says, I agree with you guys. Diamondbacks need to pack bowls.
Good point.
Yeah,
they play better.
Probably talking about this. Mr. Wilbur says, Urban liar pants on fire, sitting on a telephone wire. That's what he is. You are correct. Fish Tank said, Nick Saban said the exact same thing with the Dolphins. Said he was absolutely not going to go coach Alabama. Yeah. Well, where do you think Urban Meyer learned all that from? All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back and talk about who will be your next coach at USC. Why do we care? Because, well, ASU plays in the same, in the same conference. So we have to care a little bit, right?
Yeah,
just a bit.
All right, let's do that when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Everybody, Mark Asher, about to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time, and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun, too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100-plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online,
Oh, you better have a good excuse.
yeah, we've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast, commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love.
Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk.
And you'll love every bit of it. Very well.
Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive.
Hit it now.
It's on the internet.
1580thefanatic.com.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. Tomorrow at 5 p.m., you got the Giants versus the Washington nameless football team. And, yeah, I mean, sometimes you say the word drop off, but between the Buccaneers in Dallas last Thursday and this game tomorrow night, it's like falling off a cliff.
I saw that and I went, wow, Thursday night football back up to their usual shenanigans.
But here's the other thing, though, still worth watching, not just because we're all excited that football is back, but it goes with my theory. Two not so great teams playing each other. Ooh, it looks like a real game. It could actually be a fun contest to watch. And I don't know who's up next to play quarterback for the Washington football team. Any more news on Cammy Newton coming in and being your guy?
Cam Newton is not coming in to be the quarterback of the Washington football team. Ron Rivera already passed on this guy twice. If he wanted Cam, he'd have Cam.
So it'll be Ray Finkel. Ray Finkel will be the quarterback for the Washington football team?
It's going to be Taylor Heineke.
Oh, I'm sorry. Heineke. I'm sorry. I don't know, Finkel, Hinkle, whatever. So Heineke is going to be the guy.
Yeah.
That's the best
Heineke,
there just left
the
there.
The son of the muffler baron.
Heineke
right. Mufflers. Yeah.
Well, that's bad for Cadence because he's going to be out there. It's because he's muffler. 888-368-1580. And let's go to the text line real fast here. Mars Bars 805 says, "What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. I'm about to pack some bowls myself. 420 somewhere, isn't it? All right, everybody. Here, pour me an 805, please.
All right.
Well, pack responsibly, I guess. Fed Fan says, I think the article was in the Atlantic, but there is an article out there that Urban Meyer has really angered the players and assistants already, and they don't want to work with him. Well, yeah, those are coming out. Those stories were floating around before the season even started. And they didn't like the way he was choosing the players who made the cut and who didn't. They're not liking that whole Tim Tebow thing. A lot of these guys, they're grumbling. They're unhappy and grumbling. And I'm sure the grumbling is in that locker room probably got a little louder after taking a loss like that. And, Hairboy not living up to expectation, at least as of yet. That is probably not fair to Trevor Lawrence, is it?
No, I'm not putting that on Trevor Lawrence necessarily. I thought he made some plays and played about as well as he could have. There's just not a whole lot going on that roster. But for Urban Meyer, the real issue is the struggle that a lot of college guys have when they go to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You try and bring a little bit of the rah-rah stuff, and you're talking to a bunch of grown men with children and bills, and they don't want to hear it.
Right. Yeah. It's the rah-rah and also the authoritarian stuff. Now, I like a nice, tough coach. I'm old school. I don't need someone to sit there and hold my hand and give me a participation trophy. But you don't talk to these professionals now like they're kids. You treat them like grown-ass men. And the stuff he's been doing in practice and the way he's been handling that locker room, you're right, Keon. It's absolutely collegiate and not professional like it needs to be. A lot of these guys never played for Urban Meyer, and they're walking in, they're going, what the hell is this crap? So one of many problems, Fed Fan, one of many problems that we probably even know about. There's probably plenty others in the locker room we haven't heard about. Just the Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. I don't hate many things in sports, but I have a deep and powerful beaver-like hate for the lying, cheating dirtbag Ryan Braun.
Okay.
Retired yesterday. accused of using the steroids. The guy had, he had a monumental career going until he had the steroids thing happening.
Just Tip says he did as much as anyone to keep the Diamondbacks out of the National League Championship game.
Oh, that's true.
And he admitted to cheating. So today's most blessed event is this pile of human garbage has retired. The cheater, the cheating cheater. Cheating is forever a crime and there's no reprieve. F you, Lynn Braun.
Wow.
Lion Braun. Sorry.
That's, boy, that's passionate.
Yeah.
Very passionate. But I get it. I remember when Ryan Braun first lied about not having cheated before he eventually admitted it. And Aaron Rodgers went out and backed him up. And then when Aaron Rodgers found out, Ryan Braun is lying, basically never spoke to him again.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Mr. Wilbur says, I always hated Heineken and Lowenbrow. Oh, yeah. I don't think that's the same guy. Fish Tank says, Keon, tell me how Washington is favored by 3 in this game against the Giants with a backup quarterback. Is it just that they're at home? It feels like a pick 'em to me.
It because they're at home. Yeah. I mean, because if it was a neutral site game,
the defense.
Home plus the defense, but if it were a neutral site game, it would probably be a straight pick 'em. I don't know if you've ever seen the meme with the 2 Spider-Men pointing at each other. That's Washington and New York.
Thunder Snow says, I thought it was Taylor Heineken. Wait, was it Hinkle?
It's Heineke.
Heineke.
There's no N at the end of his name.
There is now, because it's the only interesting thing about him. All right. So, Urban Meyer says no chance he'll be the head coach of USC. That might be Urban Meyer coach for Come Get Me. Eric Bieniemy, this is interesting. Now, a lot of people wondered why, year in, year out, Eric Bieniemy ends up still being an offensive coordinator and not a head coach someplace. And, it's weird. It's not that he's the deserving Susan Lucci. I've always suspected there's something behind the scenes we don't know about this guy that makes people pause on making him a head coach. He had some things in the past, but let's say I was running the Colts. Well, his stuff in the past is in the past. He hasn't acted up or done anything wrong recently, has he?
No, not that I'm aware of. And look, man, it didn't stop like the Mavs from going after a Jason Kidd.
Yeah, he beat the hell out of his wife here in Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, knowing what we know about Jason Kidd's history, I mean, that's if it's far enough in the past, teams feel like, if he can help us win, he can help us win.
Well, no, for me, it's if you go back and look at what it was he was supposed to have done, unless I've missed something, was there something really, really bad? Or was it just sort of like, all right, he had a drinking problem?
Yeah.
He did a little DUI action there. That sucks. That's bad. That's really bad. But is he far enough removed? Was there anything with the ladies?
I didn't hear about anything with the ladies, but I do know about the DUI stuff, and I would think that he's far enough removed from that you would hire him.
Right. Sounds like maybe he just had an issue, and he's, in his youth, like a lot of people do, and he's cleared it up. I mean, again, if there's something really heinous that Eric Bieniemy has done in the past that maybe I'm not aware of, then okay, of course, me, I'm going to go, I'll change lanes immediately. But at this moment, the curiosity is, why has Eric Bieniemy not been given an NFL head coach job when everybody says that dude deserves it? Well, now here he is as a candidate for the USC job. It sounds like, would he want that? Or is he going to hang tough and say, no, damn it, until I get an NFL head coaching job, that's where I'm working? Or do you think that's something he says, you know what, I will go do that because I want to prove myself as a head coach for a future maybe in the NFL? I don't know. What do you think's going on here?
I have no idea, but I do think that this is a good opportunity for him if he wants to take it. I mean, it's a job where, sure, there's a lot of pressure because you show up at USC, they've got all the money and the resources in the world to be a good team. They just can't seem to figure out how to put it together. You show up, they're going to want to see that happen, and sooner rather than later. But like, if he flames out, he can always go back to the NFL. It doesn't work the same way as
Matt Patricia went back to old Belichick.
Exactly. So yeah, you can always go back, and if that's and I'm sure Andy Reid would love to have him back, or anybody else would love to have Eric Bieniemy as a coordinator, even if you feel for some reason worried that you shouldn't have him as a head coach.
Some people are good at one job. Some people are good at being that guy, maybe not the next guy, So you're right, Keon. There's no harm or foul in him giving a shot. Sorry, Randy, go ahead.
I was just looking at a Sportsline article I was reading here online during the break, and Sportsline has the odds makers favorites to be the next full-time USC coach. Number one, which is interesting, Eric Bieniemy is not on this list. You've got guys like Luke Fickell, James Franklin, Chris Peterson, Bob Stoops, PJ Fleck, Bill O'Brien is on this list at 1,100, plus 1,100 to be on there. Urban Meyer at plus 1,200. Lane Kiffin is on there at plus 3,000, but there's no Eric Bieniemy on here. These are all coaches from the college football ranks.
People doing odds are not people having conversations. And Adam Schefter is one of the people who says that a confidant has said a few things there. So,
and I'm not saying that's not the case. I'm just saying, according to Sportsline, Eric Bieniemy is not even a favorite to be mentioned. Now, could Eric Bieniemy end up as the head coach of USC? Yes. But my question would be, he's already at the NFL level. Why would he want to quit? He's right there on the cusp of getting a head coach job.
Money, a lot of money. And also, like I said, to prove himself as a head coach so he can choose wherever he wants to go next. So money and the opportunity.
Because if you flame out, you can always go back and be a coordinator. But if you make it work at USC, who's been in the coaching wilderness since Pete Carroll left all those years ago, you might be able to punch your ticket for any NFL job.
Yeah. Boogie says Urban Meyer is the next USC coach. He is the worst. And he says, by the way, have a great day, everybody. All this talk of space seems a bit serendipitous because right now I'm chilling on the Indian River across from the Kennedy Space Center, about to watch my friend, colleague, Sion Proctor launch off the planet. Literally. She's one of 4 crew members on the first all-civilian crew of Inspiration 4. So go Sion. I hope I'm saying her name right. But yeah, he says also go Lions, whatever. So Boogie, A, Sion, did I say the name right? And B, where are they going? Are they just floating around up there, just taking a ride, or are they going to the space station?
That's a good question.
Very curious about what you're there for, but let us know. 888-368-1580. FedFan says, I sent my resume for the USC coaching position. I'm willing to learn something new.
Good job.
Yes. And let me just tell you something. All them players, their thighs. I'm just kidding. Thunder Snow says, I think he hasn't been hired because his name is Eric Bieniemy.
Nope.
No.
Don't think so.
No, pretty sure I'm pronouncing that one right.
Yeah, Bieniemy.
Air Bear says, I hear an analyst talking about man-beater offensive schemes during games. When Tyreek Hill plays, the Chiefs like to run a wife-beater scheme. I guess that joke would work better if Hill had a wife, not a girlfriend. All right, Air Bear, you just keep working on it. You get that. Make sure, though, Air Bear, when you write jokes like that they're in pencil.
You got to workshop it some more.
You could change it up a little.
Papa Mike says, why would Eric Bieniemy want to be the boss when he can continue to be a great underboss with a great paycheck and without the target on his back? Yeah, that's a good point. But I think it's one of these things where you see Eric Bieniemy sort of waiting in the wings so long that people are like, okay, like we just did. What's going on there? He might want to just play his position. I bet he makes pretty good money. What does he make a year being the offensive coordinator for the Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs? I mean, not last year, but he was with them when they did win. Lacrosse guy says Keon has really elevated this show. Next thing you know, he's going to start talking about lacrosse. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he won't.
I thought you said I was elevating the
show.
So.
Can you spell lacrosse?
I can spell it, yeah.
Let's see. Go ahead.
LACROSSE.
You are correct. Nicely done. You're right, Eric, lacrosse guy. He has elevated the show. Just Tip says Eric Bieniemy arrested for these crimes: using a bar fight, fair enough; interfering with a firefighter. There's no way he was sober when he did that. Speeding again with a suspended license, going 92 in a 65-mile-an-hour zone. Yeah, well, at least he wasn't going 65 in a school crossing, and harassing a female parking attendant by putting his hands around her neck and threatening her. Well, okay, now there's a problem.
That'll do it.
Now we have a problem. That's that one I was saying. Is that in there anywhere? And that's why he's not a head coach. That's probably why he won't end up being a head coach over at USC. That incident right there is probably enough. It's charming if you're speeding. Yeah, I say that. But I don't want to say why. It's charming if you're speeding and, I don't mess if you're drunk in a bar fight and you're interfering with a firefighter who's been like, hey, I want to use the hose. That's just interfering with a firefighter. But then once you put your hands on a woman, okay, I'm done with you. Fed fan says, gee, what do you mean by thighs? Well, I mean, I know you'd have them working out hard and doing squats. I'm just saying. Lacrosse guy says, nice, Keon. Nice. Thanks a lot. But you just dogged on his lacrosse. You know, his name is Lacrosse Guy.
Yeah, I get that. It's just, it's a niche sport. It's a good sport. You know, in the Maryland area, a lot of people love lacrosse. I just never got into it.
That's Keon backpedaling. Thunder Snow says, I'll take sports for 400, Jeffrey. Okay, now what? Somebody ask him a question. I don't have any questions. You got any questions, Randy?
I have no questions right now.
Yeah. Okay, sports for 400. Yeah, there's something about thighs, but I don't want to get in trouble. LaFioria Rojas says, on the hot seat, Dodgers sweep. Wait, if the game hasn't happened yet. So you can't say they sweep, but they haven't swept. And generally, the Diamondbacks will win one game out of just about every series that they're in, right, Randy? So to say that they're going to sweep, is that not this time?
Probably not.
Probably it's going to be bad, huh? It's going to be a sweep.
Probably going to be a sweep.
I'm looking at the schedule. Well, the Mariners swept
8-4 last night. Dodgers were just hitting the ball at will out of the ballpark. Our pitching staff has absolutely nothing. They can't even hit the catcher's mitt. When the catcher goes to a certain spot, they throw it right over the damn plate. You might as well just put it up there on a damn tee and let these guys from Los Angeles get up there and just swing away. Nobody throws the ball where it's supposed to go anymore, and these guys are afraid to throw the ball inside. You bunch of snowflakes, get up there and let's play some baseball. Don't let these guys bully you around. Or you going to let them to come in here and just beat you 3 games in a row? Have some pride.
Yeah, if they let the Mariners do that, just, it's just not going to be good. Fish Tank says the firefighter incident with the enemy was in his mother's home after his little brother's fireworks started a fire. Okay, that I could probably live with if I had heard a very good convincing story, but you don't have a good story, Eric Bieniemy, about putting your hands on a woman and putting your hands around her throat. You could say, I'm horrified, I'm embarrassed, I was drunk, I don't drink anymore, I don't go anywhere near that. That was just that I can even say, all right, we're going to keep our eyes on you. Well, that was 20 or some years ago or more. And then I'd be like, all right, there hasn't been any issues since then. It was probably just a guy who really should never drink. I could accept that. Could you accept that? Or am I being too nice to Eric Bieniemy?
No, I think I could accept that. I mean, given enough time and like you said, no repeat incidents, that's really the big key there. Like, okay, this is just not a habit for you,
right?
But you need to stop doing whatever it is that put you in the position to do that.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Turd Ferguson, says Beer Bob. We actually have a texter named Turd Ferguson, but we're not going to make him change that texter nickname. All right, listen, people, when we come back, I really do want to talk about some of the other names that are out there to replace Clay Helton. Randy listed off a bunch that had some odds, but let's just talk a little bit about these guys to try to see who the next opponent for Arizona State University might be in the Pac-12. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's time again for the Harmon Solar 1580, the Fanatic NFL Pick'em Contest.
Send your picks each week
To see if you are this year's best game picker. Sign up at 1580thefanatic.com.
Play against the Fanatic Air Staff and all the listeners.
You can score the grand prize of $1,580 or the second place prize of $500.
Provided by our friends at Harmon Solar.
Sign up today at 1580thefanatic.com.
The Harmon Solar 1580, the Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest.
Exclusively from your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 56 in Arizona.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Because there's only one you, Views Alto is the vape as unique as you are. With Views by You, you can make your unique mix with any of 4 colors, 3 flavors, 3 nicotine levels, and infinite wrap designs. So how will you do? You. Make Views Alto a vape that is yours. In store now. Discover more at Views.com. Views. Charge beyond. Vapor products. Underage sale prohibited. Website and offers restricted to age 21 and over tobacco consumers.
If you're considering refinancing or getting a home loan, listen up. This is Dale Hellestray, and when you need a mortgage, the team I use is led by my good friend, Jeff Locks. And here's why. Jeff and his team negotiate with over 50 lenders to find the best possible deal. Your home has gone way up in value over the past year, so why not utilize your home equity to reduce your monthly expenses or even pay off some debts? Interest rates are still at all-time lows, and if you obtained your current current mortgage prior to 2020, you can save a lot of money. Here's the best part. There's absolutely no lender fees. Jeff is truly Arizona's low-cost lender with over 30 years of experience. So call Jeff Locks, and if Jeff can't save you money, you'll get a free $50 Amazon gift card. This is a winning play, so call Jeff today, 480-202-0692. That's 480-202-0692.
Jeff Locks, NMLS number 1003782, National Mortgage License number 1811106, Bear Financial Group, AZMB-0904774, Equal Housing Opportunity.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve. If you or someone you know needs assistance with benefits, health care and wellness, employment, or housing, visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona.
Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia
keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene.
You need to tune in
to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3.
The Fanatic.
And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
1580 The Fanatic.
And at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. And hey, Randy, I notice sometimes you'll dance to the music.
Yeah.
Sometimes you like to boogie. You like to get down.
Yeah. Like to bogey on the disco round. Yes.
And every now and then you'll even see me do a little dance.
You've got some moves, Jeff.
Yeah.
You've got some nice moves.
People don't know that about me, but but you know what? I've never seen Keon do anything close to busting a move or anything since he's been here. And every day, day in, day out, that music plays. It does not even move him.
I'm nodding my head.
What's that?
I've seen him nod his head a few times.
You nod your head.
I nod my head to the music. Yeah.
I have not yet seen that. I'll be honest. I have not even seen the nodding.
It just happened.
Keon is one of those guys that he knows he's got the moves.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't have to show them.
Fair enough.
He knows, everybody around knows that he could bust out at any second.
I think he just thinks that maybe our music is not good enough for him. I think that's what
Probably.
it is.
I have nothing. There's nothing wrong with the music. I like the music.
Well, is that what do you listen to when you're you're not here? Right? What kind of music do you like?
Oh man, I like all kinds of stuff.
Well, let's hear it. I mean, maybe we'll add it into some of the rotation here. Then we can finally see Keon get down and party.
Saturday afternoon, Keon, you're doing the laundry. You got a football game on. Nothing's happening. So you mute the TV and you throw some jams on. What is it going to be?
I'm a big Kendrick Lamar fan. I like J. Cole. The White Stripes, which we already have some music of. I like them. Actually, I've been listening to a lot of Jack White music lately, but I'm all over the place.
Little Jack White, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack White, he's an odd, funky little guy, isn't he?
He's pretty weird.
Yeah.
And he's up in the Nashville area, and I haven't personally seen him, but I've had some friends have run into him, and he's a nice guy, but he's odd.
Yeah, he's like going through garbage cans, trying to find cans and stuff. And then
come on now, he's
jumping
not
into
odd.
a Ferrari.
He's one of those creatives.
Yeah, weirdo.
Well, musicians get a pass for being odd, but they're still odd.
You say odd again. Creative.
He's a creative weirdo. I mean, that's all right. We need more creative weirdos. My favorite people are freaks and weirdos, not the regular button-up kind of person. That's
listen. What would the world be without Bootsy Collins? That's what I want to ask. And you cannot find a more odd fellow amongst us. Bootsy Collins, P-Funk, Parliament. Bootsy Collins
George Clinton
was not odd. He was a creative.
He was funkalicious. That's what he was.
He was funkalicious.
All right. Well, you know what you should do, Keon, is get me some titles. Give me some titles of some songs. You're like, hey, I like that, and I think it would fit into what we're doing there in the blender.
Okay.
And we'll see what you come up with. Randy is a big old classic rock kind of guy, and so am I. But I also like the rock alternative. Back in the old KUKQ days and stuff like that. But I've got a wide range. But if you come in here with country music, I will fire you.
Well, see, now I was actually suffering out there in the South. I don't like country music at all. It's just not my thing. I had a friend who went and played country music.
In the home of country music.
I did.
I mean, you're in Nashville, like Hell's Bells. You could have gone down anytime you wanted and see new country stars all the time there on, what do they call that street there in downtown Nashville? Broad Street or whatever it is?
Yes, it's Broad Street.
There you go, see?
Keon is not masochistic. He doesn't need to do that to himself.
Yeah,
Man, I got to take Miss Kim someday, and we're going to go on a trip to Nashville, and we're going to go down Broad Street and hit every joint there is and hear all the new music that is coming your way soon.
Do it. Go to the Honky Tonk Bar. It's got 3 levels, and there is a musician performing on every level. If you like it.
Yeah, I'll pass.
I love that.
0% chance I'll go.
And I want to go to the Grand Ole Opry.
It is nice. Yeah.
Now, listen, I understand and I respect, Jeffrey, that you do not like the country music. I understand the background behind it.
It's the only
I get it.
automatically fireable offense that we have on the show is playing the country music on the show.
Okay.
Just saying. I hate to make it heavy, but that's just the truth.
I mean, if you roll out firing, I mean, it's gonna get heavy. There's just no getting around that. But you're not in danger of that from me.
Phil tried to get away. Phil thought Jeffrey was kidding about it, and he fired off some country and western tune. I've known Jeffrey O'Brien for over 25 years. I've seen that look one time. I thought Phil was a dead man.
Yep. So
the words, "No, I'm serious. I will fire you right now."
Off. Turn it off. Turn it off.
And
if it ever comes on again, you'll find out how funny I am at this moment.
I don't personally enjoy country music, so you're not in danger of that. And I'm also not much of a prankster, so not coming that way.
So you get me some tunes, and we'll see what we can do.
Boy.
But at least now we have set the parameters.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll play about anything.
I got my 60th birthday coming up here in February,
Mhm.
and I think I'm going to ask Miss Kim if she and I can go. Number one, do the what do they call it, the bourbon run or whatever, the distillery run or whatever it is there in Tennessee, and then slip on down to Broad Street and spend a few days there. Boy, that would be a lot of fun.
You go, and let us know how it goes. Enjoy, because I don't want nothing to do with it.
Maybe I can get into one of those studios and set in as a studio drummer. Wouldn't that be a hoot?
Do they let you do that sort of thing?
I don't know if they do or not, but I should ask. I have friends.
Yeah,
I should ask.
That'd be kind of cool.
Maybe I could set in on a song as a secret drummer.
Papa Mike says, wait a minute, Jeffrey. Filthy Phil would bust out amazing moves, especially when trying to escape, and you would slam him for it.
Yeah.
Now, Keon won't bust a move, and you call him on it. Very confusing. No. There's a difference between the dancing that Phil used to do, and at least just sort of feeling the music, kind of bopping around, moving around, feeling like, all right, that's pretty good. You're right there. The stuff he was doing was just about damn pornographic,
Well, yeah.
We would have to put an R rating on this if it was a TV show there.
yeah.
So no, I'm not talking about I need to see interpretive dance, Keon. I just, a little something moving there. That's all. And don't do it unless you feel it. I mean, nothing worse than fake dance. Well, fake laughter is worse, but don't fake it. What do they say? Let the music move you, let your body move, and your mind will fall. I can't remember how it goes. Mr. Pringle says, Keon, you can put a picture of Jeffrey on your dingling, and
no, I would not do that. Don't need to go there.
You realize that's fireable. Last Optimist says, I'm not crazy. I'm rich, so it makes me eccentric. Yep. The Jet says, are we allowed to make fun of Keon yet, or do we have to wait a few weeks still?
Why do you want to make fun of Keon? A, he's the coolest individual on the show. B, he's done nothing to incite any sort of ridicule.
Yeah, not yet. I mean, I don't know. Can they make fun of you now?
I mean, if they want to. I mean, I don't think I was ever in control of this. Like, hey guys, please don't make fun of me, and that was going to stop the fourth dimension. I always assumed if they wanted to, they were going to go for it.
Keon, the fourth dimension is sort of like a picture in your mind, if you will, a giant iron gate. And behind the iron gate are the hounds of hell. And they're straining against the gate. And suddenly, when they get an opening, oh my gosh, they pour through the gate and they start unleashing all sorts of ridicule on you.
Yeah. Once it's open, it's open. And right now, though, you're at a point where I was when I was 10 years old. We were playing baseball in this field, and I'm leaning up against that chain link fence with the hounds of hell, and one of them bit me on the ass through the fence. So that's the worst it'll get for you right now. But one wrong move, the gates will fly open, and you're going to get mauled.
I'm sure I'll step in it eventually. I mean, I'm only human. At some point, I'm going to say something, and then they're going to get me, and I'm going to have to live with it.
Yeah. And if you're one that easily cries, just turn off your camera. You don't want them to see that. Daylight Drew says, "Hey fellas, been a while. 2 quick questions. Who you got tomorrow night, New York or Washington? And does ASU win in Provo? Yes. Please pour me a maker's mark. Thank you very much."
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, this game against the Mormons, they're ranked 23 now, and ASU is ranked 19. I don't think this is going to be a cakewalk by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
Yeah, I got to put my faith in the Sun Devils.
Yeah, I think that the Sun Devils have shown, at least in that last game, that they can put points on the board. I mean, and it happens fast and furious. I'd love to see them start a little quicker. That's something that's a little concerning.
Yeah.
Because the Mormons are more of a grinded out, beat you to death slowly team. I think if you start a little slow with them, you're going to lose that game. But I do think that Arizona has the firepower. Yeah.
Yeah, the Mormons are very patient. When you have that many wives, that you have got to show
God.
Let's
okay. Quick here. Let's go ahead.
The players don't yet, do they, or do they force the early age?
Daniels needs to step out for the Sun Devils and lead them into Provo, Utah, driving this offense that can unleash hell on BYU. Here come the Sun Devils!
Yeah, send them home to their weeping wives.
No, see, you just ruined a great rant. I mean, I just had a great rant there, and I had the fight song and everything.
I'm an ASU fan, too. You can't take that from me.
And you had to just go in there with the whole...
okay, fine. A lot of them aren't married, so they go home. Hey, mom, 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 hey, mom. We lost.
Oh, my God. Sun Devil offense.
Another area of concern in the first half, Herm Edwards didn't kick field goals despite being in field goal range like multiple times. And I don't know. I don't understand that. Like maybe
this offense for the Sun Devils with Jayden Daniels and the weapons that they have, 2 running backs, and I can't think of their names right now off the top of my pointy head. But they have 2 Sun Devil running backs that are amazing. Jayden Daniels should be a Heisman Trophy on the watch list at least.
He's a dark horse.
He can throw the ball. He's accurate and he's athletic. He can run the ball like anybody. And he reminds me of a 6'5" Kyler Murray, or is he 6'5"? He's pretty tall. I can't remember how tall he is right now. But anyway, this offense should be able to generate 40 some odd points a game, depending on what defense. And when they go into BYU, if they don't win like 45-14 or something like that, it's a damn travesty. And I don't blame Herm Edwards for wanting to kick field goals. Unleash this offense, Herm.
Mm-hmm. I always wondered, athletes at BYU, if they win, do they not wash their magic underwear for a while? Is that like is it a superstition thing, or?
I don't think it's magic. I think it's holy underwear.
Just they should probably get some new stuff then. Daylight Drew says, I think Coach Fish breaks the 14-game losing streak, and Arizona gets past the Lumberjacks.
My money's on the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, I really doubt that, Daylight Drew, but all right. Screaming Eagle says, yeah, guys, but Keon is not Phil. That is true.
Yeah. Now, I think that's an incredibly low bar to clear, but thank you.
Boogie says, Jeffrey hates country. Don't test him. He does love a good prank, though. Yeah, really, I don't. I do. But a good one, Boogie.
Just randomly playing country.
No,
good.
No, dear God. No.
Not good.
Good cat. So what's happening, guys? Not much. just things, doing a show.
Hanging around.
Yeah, doing a thing. Rough Rob says, isn't BYU's quarterback from Arizona? I think that would be a little more motivation for BYU.
No. Sun Devils are going to win this weekend.
Not sure why. But yeah. Fed Fan says, I was watching you guys on YouTube, and Keon always looks really bored.
That's just my face. That I just have, I don't know, like that.
You're a very mellow dude. You are a very mellow dude.
That's true.
Yeah. And La Furia Rojas says, how can you determine if a team's week 1 performance is a fluke versus indicative of upcoming season? Example, can the Colts have a mid-season win streak? Shut up. Well, the first part was a really good question.
Yeah.
Let me know when you figure it out. The Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Stop into your local Panera Cafe today or order on our app. Panera, live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100 plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer. And your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
Staples Connect has everything for school at amazing prices. Right now, Staples 1-subject notebooks are only 25 cents each, and Crayola 24-count crayons, 2-pocket polyfolders, and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each. So your student won't just be ready for school, there'll be tons of drawings to hang on the fridge ready.
We're going to need a bigger refrigerator.
Visit your local Staples store or staples.com/back-to-school and get amazing prices for everything on your back-to-school list. Ends 9/18, limit 30, notebooks in store only. Offer may vary online.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, we've all been hearing about Valley Medical Weight Loss for quite some time now. We've been hearing about how easy they make it to lose weight and keep it off. And we've been hearing about how convenient it is to visit one of their 3 Valley locations. And we've heard these other guys on the radio station here have success. Yeah, I've heard about it too. So I've joined in and I've already lost 6 pounds in just a couple of weeks. I am so glad I gave Valley Medical Weight Loss a try, and you will be too. Check them out at valleymedicalweightloss.com. And remember, mention Fanatic and you'll get your first week free.
Your best plan to retire might be right under your roof. This is Rob Canier, and for over 20 years, I've helped people discover how they can utilize a portion of their equity in their home as a coordinated strategy in retirement planning, thus creating additional monthly cash flow, paying less taxes, and making their retirement assets last longer. This is a safe and proven retirement strategy for qualified homeowners age 62 and older. All you have to do is reverse your thinking. Call me, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside my heterosexual life partner, Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I still want to have this conversation about some possible candidates to replace Clay Helton at USC, but first, a couple of interesting stories just came across the wire. If you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, this is not good. DeMarcus Lawrence is going to miss a couple of weeks with a broken foot. So, yeah, you're going to be without him for what's a broken foot get you? 6, 8, 10 games? How long do you think that's going to take? They say multiple weeks, but
yeah, it depends on how bad the break is and where it is on the foot. I mean, if it's a toe or is it a plate or is it your main foot? Or I mean, God, 6 to 8 weeks easy.
You really could have used DeMarcus Lawrence there in Dallas. And the other piece of news, which is really kind of nice news there, it's another landmark thing. I mean, you had that openly gay player for the Raiders. That's a nice thing to we finally got past that barrier. We have a reasonably intelligent and calm and unannoying individual running the Daily Blender from the control room. There's another breakthrough that we have yet to have on this show.
Reasonably calm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now we've got Lisa Byington. She's been named the first female full-time TV play-by-play announcer in a major men's sport by getting hired by the team to do the Milwaukee Bucks broadcasts. So
no kidding.
That's pretty big right there.
Cool.
I've never heard her talk. Have you ever heard Lisa Byington?
I have not.
I'm not sure where she came from. I don't know her back. I know she did play-by-play for the Women's World Cup, so obviously I've never heard her. She did. I guess she was the first woman to call NCAA men's basketball tournament in March. Okay, so did you remember hearing a gal doing any of the games during March Madness?
I did, and I actually did not question it at all. So I guess that was her.
I'm not questioning it. Is like, did you?
No, I'm just saying, like, to even know that. Yeah, it must have been her. Is what I'm saying.
Right, because there was only one.
Because I didn't register, so I didn't.
Did she do a good job?
Yeah.
All right. She wasn't, because who's that woman who does the NFL games every now and then, and it's just like, oh, she's like her voice sounds like a
Beth Mullen.
Yeah, like a cheese grater. You know what I mean? It's not. I got no issues. I am thrilled with women broadcasters. I think there should be more women broadcasters in sports. And but I'm not going to lie to you. If somebody's voice is annoying, Joe Buck or this Beth Mullen, okay, that I don't like them. I don't like their voice.
Is Joe Buck annoying or just bored?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So Lisa Byington, she has a nice, pleasant voice. She's professional. She knows her stuff. She called a good game.
She did.
There you go. Well, congratulations, Lisa Byington. We need more women in sports. I've thought that for a long time. That I've surprised. I mean, I know in the overnight Sierra of CBS Sports Radio, we've got Amy Lawrence, and I haven't had a chance to listen to her too much, but when I have, she knows her stuff. She sounds pretty good to me. But I would be surprised. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I've been surprised that we haven't had more women involved. Of course, we heard on the Vision.
Yes.
We had it at 2 p.m. There's that gal who was on My Guys in the Desert along with Brent Musburger, and she did a great job.
Yeah, I thought she sounded great. I actually heard her while I was driving in.
And I've heard
anywhere Brent Musburger is, there's going to be a qualified woman around.
Well, at least a pretty one. And you know how Brent works. Anyway, I've heard other women doing sports talk radio or doing this or doing that, and I'm like, yeah, pretty damn good. I don't know why we don't hear it more. And one of the reasons is some studies, some polls is women do not like women sports broadcasters or women play-by-play. That is baffling to me. I don't understand why. I don't care if you're a woman or a man. If you can do a good job and you got a voice to do it and you've got a pleasant delivery and you know your stuff and you got a good personality, male, female, it doesn't bother me. I don't think it bothers most guys. It only seems to bother the women.
Which I don't know, like, to what degree it bothers men and doesn't bother men, and bothers women and doesn't bother women. But I do think there is a certain degree that it does sound strange at first, just because there are so few women broadcasters getting those opportunities.
Lady, she pukes. She has a that's a radio term. She tries too hard to sound like the men pukers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
So that's what puts me off about that. So,
but it's not the same. It's having a specific hang up with a specific broadcaster is not the same thing.
But there has been surveys, there has been polling done, and women tend to not like female broadcasters in sports as much as they like men. I don't understand it. And maybe if you're a lady in the audience and you can shed some light on that, I'd love to hear it. Or if those polls are full of crap and you want to hear more female sports talk show hosts and play-by-play, I'm with you. I agree. I think there should be more of that, and mix it up. It makes it more interesting.
Remember what waves that Phyllis? Oh gosh, what was her? Phyllis
Diller.
George.
Phyllis Diller.
Phyllis George.
Agree to disagree.
When she with the CBS
NFL Today.
NFL Today. Boy, that was sort of the breakthrough, wasn't it, for women in sports?
And she still had to put up with way more garbage than any woman would ever have to put up with today.
She had to work with Jimmy the Greek.
Oh no! I mean, she went out and did this thing at a Super Bowl, and even Bill Murray was like sexually harassing her and making inappropriate comments. And he was just doing it in a light comedic way. But she stood up to everybody there, Johnny Unitas included. And was like, no. And she told him what for. So that she was one of the first and one of the best. And so a lot of respect for her. But
But my point is that she didn't have to puke. Like, why? Why? Why does that have to happen?
I don't know.
I think people, that's just like you grow up and just hear that as a broadcaster voice, and then you try to imitate it, but you exaggerate it more. And it gets worse every generation that it happens.
Jeffrey and I are always joking around. Like, the pukers.
Yeah. Well, now I can't tell you who I'm going to do an imitation of because now we've used the word puker. So there's been a couple of guys that come down the pipe and talk like this. All right, 407 Keon over there behind the board, pushing the button, trying to whine on the microphone from his home studio here in the mighty 1580 The Fanatic.
Well, I know back when I lived in Texas, the Texas A&M broadcaster would do that all the time. Daddy Kyle Fields. And you just go, wait, why?
Yeah. Nobody goes home talking that way.
That. Yeah.
All right, honey, let's get some dinner on the table right now. And if you don't, there's going to be a divorce lawyer waiting for you outside of the driveway. Going to have you sign some papers, and your ass is gone. Dinner. It's just, I don't know where it came from. I don't know why it happens. I wish it would stop.
You ever see that show, Brockmire?
I watched an episode of that, and my wife was sitting there, and I was like, I better not watch this with my wife. It was kind of rough.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. But he has that. He's a broadcaster, and then when he leaves, he still talks like that, and everybody is annoyed by him. It's
Brockmire.
Yeah,
hilarious.
It's bad enough when guys do it. It's weird and really upsetting when a woman does it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you would never sound like that otherwise. Stop. Just be you. Just be you.
And yet Beth Mullins is working for ESPN.
Well, that explains a lot of things, I guess. Fed fan, who is a lady, says, I don't care one way or the other. Just be knowledgeable about the sport. That's all. Yeah, fair enough, Fed fan. You and I are in 100% agreement, at least on this very one thing. Mr. Wilbur says, my wife is a... He has a wife? Sorry, that was a stunning. I really just sort of pictured you, Mr. Wilbur, as a very lonely person in a single bedroom sort of apartment thing there, and just sad and sorry. My wife is a huge football fan, but she can't tolerate a woman sports announcer. Well, yeah, you should find out what that's about. Ask her why, because it is a very strange phenomenon. It's not just your wife. There's a lot of people. Flying Monkey says Susan Waldman's been doing play-by-play for the Yankees on radio for over 20 years. Well, I hate the Yankees, so I've never listened to it. Is that true? That's not true. They don't have a female announcer.
Are you talking about her doing color?
No. Oh, is that?
No,
he said play-by-play.
Yeah.
Is there a female doing play-by-play for the Yankees? I think Flying Monkeys is screwing with us. I hate the Yankees, but at least I have to tip my hat to them if that were true. Bruno Baller, thank you. He says, yeah, I can't remember her name, but isn't there a woman that's been doing college football for ESPN since like the 90s?
Yeah, Beth Mullins.
Same person where I think we're talking about right here. Good Cat says, Joe Buck is boring and he's a dumbass. By the way, Keon has resting bored face. I have resting a-hole face, says Good Cat.
It's just it's a thing. Some people you've got a face that's just.
How are we supposed to know when you're enjoying yourself or when you're upset? If you have a very monotone sort of like look,
I actually have to tell people.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they're not going to be able to read it.
Good Cat, you need to send me a picture of yourself. I'm really curious what resting a-hole face looks like in your mind. I just and your face. We'll make sure I was clear on that. Your face. Billy from Phoenix says, like listening to Stewie from Family Guy. Just Tip says, speaking of Brockmire, Joe Buck lowers his own personal bar for being boring on that show when he plays himself even. Go figure. Flying Monkeys just sent me a link for Susie Waldman. But
Susie Waldman, yeah.
I can't open it, so somebody else is going to have to look it up. A-Wings 22 says, Susan Waldman dies radio color with John Sterling. Google her and Roger Clemens. Pretty sure dies is not the same thing.
According to this, Susan Waldman has been the broadcaster for the Yankees since 2005.
Really?
And she has been the color commentator.
Oh, not the play-by-play person.
For New York Yankees baseball, working with John Sterling on radio broadcast, first for WCBS and then for the Fan in New York City.
Okay. Well, that's not quite the same thing, but all right. But Lisa Byington is now the first. She's the Al McCoy to the Milwaukee Bucks. And
how about that?
That has been made official. It's no small deal, guys. That's pretty cool. So good for her. And, hopefully she does a good job. Jagdog says, hey, Keon, who has a better kicker tomorrow? That's who's going to win. 15-12. Does Washington No Names have a better kicker?
Oh, no. Dustin Hopkins is terrible. He missed a kick against the Chargers. That was like a 35-yarder.
I'm so sorry to laugh at your despair, but that response, oh no.
No, he's awful.
It's heartbreaking right there. Boomer Sooner says, good day, gents. Kyler Murray got screwed. It should have been both car finals. What is he talking about? Kyler Murray wasn't named offensive player of the week or something? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Could you restate that, Boomer Sooner, while Randy gets you a nice cold beer? We'll take care of that for you, at least.
All right.
The Jet says, hey, Jeffrey, I get that you don't like country music, but just so you know, yeah, I know that's not a country song, and there's no need to discuss it, Jet. Thank you. Bruno Baller says, is Brockmire a spinoff of The Simpsons? No, but you know that Hank Azaria plays Mo on The Simpsons. Slave Dave says, why does the waiver wire go away a day after the following week's Thursday's game? All right. Okay. So this is a question for our Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues. Unbeknownst to me, the waiver wire date line was set at 3 days. It was brought to my attention that that's going to screw up a lot of people. So I made it 2 days. So now it's a 2-day waiver. So it's going to be a little weirdly offset at the moment, but it should be in a better shape. So that way, after Monday Night Football, you can have, if you go do the waiver thing, you'll have what you need by Thursday.
Okay.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
It may be still a little bit weirded out and off this week, but it should be back to normal then. It should have shown up in all your league's feeds that was done. Let's see. King of Kittens, I don't know what you're meaning by that. So I'm going to move on.
And by the way, concerning the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, it did go to Matthew Stafford, which, Stafford played well, but he didn't play better than Kyler.
Okay. So there you go. Well, there was other awards. At least the Arizona Cardinal did get some sort of an award, and that was Chandler Jones getting the NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah.
And I would be shocked if he didn't.
No, he got it.
And then the other guy on the other side of the AFC was Max Crosby. Totally deserving.
Again, totally deserving. Yeah. Max Crosby played a hell of a game and forced that fumble at the end against Lamar Jackson.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find the stats for Max Crosby. We know Chandler Jones had 5 sacks, 6 quarterback hits, 4 tackles for loss, and a pair of forced fumbles. Max Crosby put a lot of pressure on Lamar Jackson, hit him 5 times, 6 tackles, a pair of tackles for a loss. But how many? Oh, he sacked him twice. Oh, so that's 2 sacks and 5 hits.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Yeah, I feel like Chandler Jones won this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just Max Crosby's in the AFC, so that's his award.
Aren't they cute? Wait, I'm in the AFC. Shut up. What the hell am I doing here?
I don't know.
Oh no!
Tried to bail you out.
You're agreeing with your wife.
Yeah, I guess. Mr. Wilbur says, "Okay, next to my wife's face, it does say please and inflate to 25 psi."
What?
That's a very strange admission there, Mr. Wilbur. Good Cat says Kyler came up short on the Okay, stop it.
My God, here's your whistle.
Stop it. Yeah. Yeah, we got to stop doing that. All right. Before we get back in and too deep into the NFL, I've been trying for like an hour to talk about the head coaching opening for USC. Now, it's fun to say, ooh, maybe Urban Meyer. It's interesting to say, what about Eric Bieniemy? Well, let's just concentrate on some of the actual possibilities. What do you think there, Keon? Who do you think is prime suspect number one to go take the job at USC?
I think it has to be Luke Fickell. I mean, he's really built something.
I just
strong.
like his name.
It's fun to say.
Yeah.
Luke Fickell.
And he's from Cincinnati, which means he's used to disappointment.
Except with his football team.
I mean just living somewhere disappointing.
That's true. Yeah. But he's been able to build that program up, and he had an opportunity to leave a year ago, and he chose not to leave. And now the USC job's open, and that's a premier job. I can't imagine he turns that down if they give him a phone call.
So is this stuff that happens like right now in mid-season, or with USC? Are they looking to steal a coach right up off another team and then plug him in and start playing right away? Or is this for next season?
It's for next season.
Okay.
So it's going to be a lot of phone calls to agents and, trying to figure out who's even interested in the job first.
Why'd they fire Clay Helton now? Why didn't they fire him at the end of the year?
I don't know. I am of the belief, and actually, I think Jim Rome said this yesterday, that if you're going to fire him in September, fire him in January. Let the new guy come in and have a recruiting cycle under his belt. I don't know what you're doing firing him here. You're not helping the team at all. You're still going to stink.
Unless there is a guy who is not currently doing nothing, and you can throw him right in, right?
I mean, presumably.
Are there rules against that?
I don't know if there are rules against that, but I've never seen it happen also.
All right. Well, Luke Fickell from Cincinnati is Keon's top person. What do you think, Randy? Anybody else out there in the land of collegiate football that could take over USC and, make them proud?
Well, I mean, the guy that everybody kind of buzzes about is PJ Fleck. He's got infinite energy. He knows how to fire a team up.
From Minnesota.
He's from Minnesota. But before he went to Minnesota, I can't remember exactly where he was ahead before, but that's right. He was at Western Michigan, and he turned that whole program around. So he's got a history of taking programs, reinvigorating them, and getting them moving in the right direction. So PJ Fleck, I think, is a guy you should keep your eyes on. And everybody is talking about James Franklin, current head coach for Penn State. Certainly, he's got the big university and the big game experience. Thing is are they going to pay him the $4 million to buy him out from Penn State? That would be something you'd have to wonder about.
Colleges don't care about that. They throw money out like crazy.
Right. And USC has the boosters. Yeah. You just ask them for the money and they'll do it. If they want that guy, they'll do it.
Talking about an immediate plug and play, a couple of coaches out there not doing much. Chris Peterson, Bob Stoops, are those guys a possibility to at least throw in there?
Peterson, yes. Stoops, I'm not sure. I mean, I think Stoops has had plenty of opportunities to come back to coach if he really, really wanted to. I really think he's out for good. He left Oklahoma. He said he wanted to retire young. His dad died early and he didn't want to be that, with all the stress that comes with coaching a college football program. So he left early. I don't think that he really wants to come back, but Peterson, I think Chris Peterson's a really possible option.
All right. Well, another one. Now, if I'd have mentioned this name a few years ago, you'd have laughed me out of the building, but he's made a lot of headway into restoring his own name, Mario Cristobal. Yeah. He went into Oregon and he did a good job there. I mean, is that a guy who maybe would find himself, a state down?
I have trouble believing that Mario Cristobal would leave what he's built at Oregon, which is really good, and they're dominant.
It's a $9 million buyout, but if USC wanted him bad enough,
I suppose they could do it. But you've got the Nike money, you've got a program that can really fund everything. I don't know that you leave Oregon for USC because Oregon is itself a premier job.
And they just pummeled Ohio State, by the way, and they moved up. This could be a championship season for Oregon. I don't think Mario Cristobal is going anywhere anytime soon.
Fair enough. And we'll end it with this. Navy Brad actually says, hey, here's a great coach to add to USC and destroy the program. you're trying to be funny, but his name has actually been thrown out there as a possibility, and that is Alabama offensive coordinator, butt chin Bill O'Brien.
I mean, listen, Bill, the thing is, Bill O'Brien may not ruin everything. Bill O'Brien was good in college. I mean, he was in the NFL. They gave him the ability to trade away players. And Bill O'Brien, the GM, was a disaster. But Bill O'Brien, the coach, he, as far as X's and O's purely, he can do it.
That's what A-Wings 22 is saying. Yeah, Bill O'Brien, look what he did as coach at Penn State. Plus, he's going to get a Saban recommendation anyway. So, all good points. All good points. Let's just all hope that USC gets it wrong and they continue to stink, which gives ASU a leg up. That's really what we should be focused on here.
Yep, you're right.
All right, we are excruciatingly late for a break. Let's do that. Come back and talk real football, NFL. That's right. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Are you looking for a rewarding new career? Join the United States Postal Service and apply for roles nationwide. Serve your community with pride and receive benefits, including competitive pay and opportunities for advancement. Whether you're looking for full-time, part-time, or seasonal positions, we have options that may be perfect for you. The United States Postal Service is an equal opportunity employer. Apply now at USPS.com/careers.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And after hearing about all the success these other guys have had here at the radio station with Valley Medical Weight Loss, I finally joined in. And man, am I glad I did. I'm already seeing results. What's great about Valley Medical Weight Loss is how easy they make it to lose weight at any one of their 3 Valley locations. And they help you customize a plan that works for your lifestyle and, more importantly, your wallet. Get with them today and see what program works best for you. Mention Fanatic, you'll get your first week free. Check them out at valleymedicalweightloss.com.
You might not know it, but your small business IT systems can leave you and your customers vulnerable. At Affinity Technology, we provide peace of mind by ensuring your computer systems are working and are safe from hackers and outside threats. We solve technology problems for small business. No confusing tech talk or black box setups. If it plugs in, we work with it. Contact us today at atechaz.com. That's atechaz.com. Affinity Technology.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve to make sure that there are no barriers to the benefits and services earned through service to our country. Find out how we can assist you in Arizona. Visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
NASCAR Championship Weekend returns to Phoenix Raceway November 5th through the 7th.
A wild season of unexpected will culminate in Phoenix with drivers putting it all on the line for their shot
at earning the title of NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Featuring 4 championship races in 3 days.
Don't miss your chance to witness history from atop the grandstands as the action goes 5 wide into the iconic dog leg.
Or from up close with access to the fan-friendly infield experience.
Get your tickets to see the NASCAR Championship in person.
Go to phoenixraceway.com.
Hurry, tickets won't last much longer. It's time again for the Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Pick'em Contest.
Send your picks each week
to see if you are this year's Cascade picker. Sign up at 1580thefanatic.com.
Play against the Fanatic air staff and all the listeners.
You can score the grand prize of $1,580 or the second place prize of $500.
Provided by our friends at Harman Solar.
Sign up today at 1580thefanatic.com.
The Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest.
Exclusively from your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 56 in Arizona.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. And on Friday, right after the race setup with Randy White, we got Valley Vista at Willow Canyon. There's your AIA football game of the week. And then afterwards, it's the AIA wrap-up show with Mike Gross, who will take you through all the scores around the Valley, all the news, all the updates. And, of course, Saturday mornings on AZ Preps 365 at 8 a.m., 2 hours of conversations about what happened the night before, but also interviews with coaches and with players. I tell you what, if you love yourself some high school football, 1580 The Fanatic is the place for you. So be sure to tune in that. All right. So we got to make our picks for tomorrow. Tomorrow we will do our picks. We will also have Siege on to answer your fantasy football questions. typical Thursday here on the Daily Blender. And I am not looking forward to this week of picks. This week of picks, I got so many question marks. I have so many question marks about so many games. And somebody asked earlier, I can't remember who the super fan was. And we, of course, we joked it off because, you know, this is what we do. But that's a damn good question. How are we supposed to know who's real and who's not? How are we supposed to know which teams are going to be consistently what they showed us, bad or good? I mean, can we expect that the Dallas Cowboys are going to play at the level they played? Yes, they lost, but they did seem to play at a pretty good level against the Buccaneers. You know, what are we supposed to think about Miami or the Patriots? I mean, how are we supposed to know what is the real deal? What is that? And nothing, I'm not trying to put a dig, Randy, but how are we supposed to know if the Cardinals are really going to come out kicking some serious ass like that? Maybe it was just a bad game for the Titans.
Yeah, it could have been a bad game for the Titans. You don't know. I guess you're just going to have to keep, believing the best for your team and keep coming out and trying to do what you can.
This is the first season I've had where I was not sure about what I knew about those teams. I was only 50% picking, and listen, last season was an amazing season for me. I am probably not ever in my life going to repeat that, but you think you have a general sense of who and what these teams are. I don't feel like that it's that easy this year to really get a beat on them. Why? What is going on?
I don't know. I think part of it is, and this is going to sound weird, this is like the worst preseason we've ever had. It was really short and a lot of teams didn't play starters. So usually, even if you're just kind of half watching preseason games, you get an idea of, okay, well, they're just going to suck, or this team's going to be really good. We didn't even see the starters for a lot of these teams. I don't know. I don't know what that is. And then some of the bad teams still have good things about them. Like the Bengals are bad, but they can score. The Cowboys are good, but they have an injured DeMarcus Lawrence and a bad secondary. So it's just that the good teams have really bad stuff about them. The bad teams have some really good stuff, and I can't tell.
I hate to disagree with you, but preseason has never meant anything to me as far as being really able to assess that. The only team I saw do anything in preseason that gave me like, ooh, was the Buccaneers. Tom Brady came out and they played, what was it, a half, and they were like, wow, okay, these guys are ready. And they showed us that was no fluke. So at least at Tampa Bay, to take seriously. What we saw from them is real. But I've never really taken preseason snaps as any kind of an indication of what reality is going to be come the season. And maybe it's just generally the way a team ends a season, within a few differences, they're going to start the next season. And maybe that was my mistake. I was still hanging the records of some of these teams around their necks from last season, but there was some changes in places. And of course I countered and I counted for that in some of these cases, but what the hell with Green Bay? Are we supposed to think that Green Bay is a horrible team that might lose to the Lions? I wouldn't think so, but are we sure?
You guys are of right mind. However, I'm just a tick crazy, and I'm going to take the Lions because I think the Lions
Randy,
have an opportunity here.
We're not doing our picks right now.
Well, I know that, but I'm going to take the Lions here, and I'll tell you why I'm going to take the Lions.
We know why. You have a bet about it.
Well, no, it's not the bet. I think the Lions have a genuine opportunity to get a team while they're down and kind of bewildered and flustered about their first week of football. None of these guys played in preseason. The Green Bay Packers did not field any of their starters in the first 3 weeks, and in their final game preseason, they didn't. No starters started. These guys are rusty. They're out of shape and out of time, and I think that Detroit can steal one here.
Well, we'll get deeper into that tomorrow. As you know, the Green Bay Packers are hosting the Lions on Monday Night Football here on 1580 The Fanatic. But there's a lot of these teams that just they don't look. I mean, am I supposed to really believe the Raiders are any good? Am I supposed to believe they're actually good? Am I supposed to believe that the Ravens ain't so good? I get it. I've not had this much trouble, and I get what you're saying. It's all valid points, guys. But it just everything looks wrong and different right now. Is it just me?
No, it's not just you. There is something that you can't quite put your finger on about what you know or don't know about these teams. And some of it is, hey, you've got Jameis popping up in a new place. What's he going to be like? Oh, he throws 5 touchdowns, but 148 yards and 20 pass attempts.
That
seems
number makes
odd.
no sense.
No, and Jameis tried to explain it after the game about being efficient, but that doesn't explain 5 touchdowns. I've never seen a 5 touchdown performance and someone threw less than 250. I've never seen it.
Did maybe the other team's punter was he only like punting 5 yards every time? Because that would make sense.
Well, he wasn't, is the thing. So
okay, then I don't know.
I got nothing for you on that front. But I mean, it was just weird, anomalous stuff that happened in week 1. Or the 49ers are killing the Lions. And then the Lions score, 20 whatever points and come back in that game and make it interesting. I don't understand how to account for that. They were dead.
Well, Last Optimist says it always takes 4 regular season games to learn what a team is capable of. I don't agree. After the first week, I can generally figure it out. It's never going to be a perfect thing. You're going to always be surprised by a team. Oh, wow, they improved. Wow, that's not bad. And oh my God, what happened to that team? But it's never been like this weird jumble of what the hell just happened. I know it's not just me.
There's always going to be 1 or 2 games where you're just their head scratchers. That does happen. But when you're talking about half the games that were played on Sunday, you can't make heads or tails of what you just learned. That's weird. That's truly weird.
Berg says week 1 is always a liar. Remember that, except in fantasy. Those are real. Well, the reason Berg says that is because his Patriots are 0-1 right now. So yeah, nice try, Berg.
But his fantasy team, of course, blew mine apart. So
you had him.
Yeah.
Oh, you got killed.
Yeah,
that was bad.
Yeah, but outside of Aaron Rodgers, every single player that he had hit their maximum total.
He had Aaron Rodgers starting.
Yeah,
and he still beat you.
Oh yeah, I mean everything. And I had Brandon Ayuk, and first off, this is completely irrelevant. I'm mad at Kyle Shanahan because Brandon Ayuk was questionable for that game. I started him, and then Kyle didn't do anything with him for the entire game, and I got 0 points out of Brandon Ayuk.
That sounds kind of on you because he was questionable. You should have thought that through, Keon.
But questionable is guys usually play questionable.
Not always.
No, doubtful is like you don't play. Questionable is you usually do play questionable.
Didn't you watch that little bald guy on Fox Sports tell you who was going to be in and out? Did you watch that part?
I did.
Oh.
Ayuk was in.
Oh, was he?
Shanahan just didn't play him.
I feel like that's on you. Who on your bench suddenly had a great game though? And you're like, damn it!
I mean, Chase Claypool went off.
Yeah,
Laviska Shenault scored points. I mean, if I'd played him, I'd have gotten something.
Randy, I'm not looking forward to this week. I play you in the fantasy football.
Yeah,
I don't want to play you. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like having to beat you.
I mean, you just assume automatically you're going to beat me.
No, because I feel like what happened to me last season might be starting up again this season. My opponent had 175. I had like 115. And had I played my gut, though, I still would have only had like 145, 150. So I can't be too upset about it. But I don't want to beat you, and I don't want to be beaten by you. It's hard when you play your buddy.
It's a difficult situation. I understand, Jeffco, and the same goes for me. I don't want to beat you, nor do I want to be beaten by you. But we will stand up like the men we are, and we will rally through this.
Yeah, I think what we both need is to stop being polite with each other and go at each other and talk a lot of smack and garbage.
I'm not that kind of a person.
No, me either. I just don't. I don't have it in me to be like that to somebody I care about. I mean, when I play Keon, I'll destroy him. I mean, I can't do that to you. So all I'll say is good luck to you, sir.
And to you, my friend.
And let me know you're done eating. We'll talk some more. 888-368-1580. Good Cat says, are the Packers suffering from a former co-host curse, maybe? Well, I'm sure it doesn't help.
That was his team.
I think it's more the fact that old Aaron Rodgers was concentrating too much on trying to take over the team from the quarterback position and not maybe taking care of his own business. Being a quarterback.
I mean, I don't have a problem with him asking for the things that other quarterbacks get in this league, but when you spend the entire summer, getting engaged and hanging out on the beach and drinking Mai Tais, then when you come back and you don't seem prepared to go, it's a really bad look.
Papa Mike says, crush him, Randy. Show no mercy. Sweep the leg.
I have no power over this. I will do my best. Thank you.
Oh, look at Berg. He says, easy answer. Randy, Jeffrey, bench every single player in a tie. Why don't you just do that? So the Berg just wants
can't
our
do that.
point totals to drop to
Yeah,
nothing so that his standing would be elevated. So,
Yeah,
no, thank you,
yeah.
Berg. We're not falling for that again.
No.
Baby got
Again.
Dak. You don't need to hear about this.
Okay.
The Baby got Dak says, hey, guys, I think the Packers' loss is solely on Sharon Rodgers. He spent the entire offseason fighting with the front office, coming out saying, oh, I don't need football, instead of what he should have been doing was practicing and building chemistry with his team. And the defense, they're not used to being on the field that much because Aaron Rodgers' offense is usually chewing up clock. You know, Baby got Dak. That is a perfect analysis of that. And I can't find anything to argue with on this.
I mean, when you legitimately contemplate retirement or changing careers, I don't expect you to be 100% in the right headspace when you come back.
Yeah. So maybe he'll get his act together in a game or two. I mean, he's still Aaron Rodgers. We can't discount the idea that he might just go, all right, let's do this. And
just wake up one Sunday morning and just be ready to go. I mean, that's possible.
Well, it's part of
know.
it. It's a lot of it is up there between the ears.
Yeah, this is the NFL, man. Things happen really fast, and you better have your A game all the time. And I think Aaron Rodgers, I hope he comes out and gets over this, but this could be a skid for the Packers that they don't want to see. This could really do some damage, not only to the Packers' respectability, but to Aaron Rodgers as well.
Am I the only one that when Randy said skid, thought about skid marks and Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah,
like
you are.
You didn't? I thought you did.
You know.
You're on your lonesome there.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Just little things to get me through the day, I guess. Fish Tank says, I guess Aaron Rodgers needed a few preseason games after all, huh? I guess. Listen, I'm not a big guy who said, oh, you got to be playing in the preseason. Got to play in the preseason. I think that it's all about practice for these guys more than anything. And what you saw that the other night, that was just an implosion. That was, I think, a mental breakdown for Aaron Rodgers. Oh, he also says, hey, listen, there is one reason I threw an interception. I got hit in the nuts. Yeah, basically is what I'm paraphrasing, but he says, he says, I took one right in the giblets, right in the genoblies. And I remember the play, and he laid there for a second, but he didn't grab. So didn't know that's what it was, but I don't know, maybe wear some thicker underwear there, buddy. I mean, you're a quarterback. You could even wear a cup. You're not expected to run or nothing.
Well, he's not expected to run, but Aaron does run. That is part of what he does.
He scrambles more than he runs.
Yeah, but I mean,
agreed.
He's a guy that can still, if he takes off, get you 8 or 9 yards. That's if you get a cup. I don't know that you can do that.
I'm with Jeffrey. That's more of a scamper. That's not a real run.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's like Lamar Jackson or anything, but it is a solid, quick pace that he goes at.
Listen, he looks straight up Kenyan next to Tom Brady, but on his own, he's not exactly Usain Bolt or nothing. Okay. Navy Brad says the Packers' issue is their quarterback has a man bun. Yes, I saw him walking in to talk to old Aaron Andrews, and I'm like, you don't have enough hair for that thing. Take it down, you weirdo.
Yeah, it's got a man bun.
He's going through his singer-songwriter musician phase.
Right.
That's what I think.
Billy from Phoenix says, Antonio Brown had his midlife crisis. I think Aaron Rodgers is going through his.
Could be.
Isn't Aaron Rodgers older than Antonio Brown?
Yes. 40.
Also, it's a way more calm midlife crisis that he's going through. Not yelling at your ex-girlfriend and threatening to harm her.
There's a huge list of Antonio Brown. You just we don't have time.
It's a weird midlife crisis if you're going to identify it that way.
Fubar 1000 says, I think Aaron Rodgers should retire as a Colt. I do too. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad. I think he'd go in there and be very happy. Horgon says, I got to admit, my demented mind went to skid marks too, in the undies. Yep. Wow. See, I told you it wasn't just me. Against the Spread says, what happened to Aaron Rodgers? Looks like Memphis Reign's creepy brother from Gone in 60 Seconds. Somebody else had posted a picture of the dude from Shameless, the dad from Shameless, up next to Aaron Rodgers from that press conference. And it was just about dead on.
No, I can see it.
Listen, we come back. Let's talk about some other NFL stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Stop into your local Panera Cafe today or order on our app. Panera, live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
Are you looking for a rewarding new career? Join the United States Postal Service and apply for roles nationwide. Serve your community with pride and receive benefits, including competitive pay and opportunities for advancement. Whether you're looking for full-time, part-time, or seasonal positions, we have options that may be perfect for you. The United States Postal Service is an equal opportunity employer. Apply now at usps.com/careers.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commission sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
NASCAR Championship Weekend returns to Phoenix Raceway November 5th through the 7th.
A wild season of unexpected will culminate in Phoenix with drivers putting it all on the line for their shot
And earning the title of NASCAR Cup Series champion.
featuring 4 championship races in 3 days.
Don't miss your chance to witness history from atop the grandstands as the action goes 5 wide into the iconic dog leg.
Or from up close with access to the fan-friendly infield experience.
Get your tickets to see the NASCAR Championship in person.
Go to phoenixraceway.com.
Hurry, tickets won't last much longer.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time by visiting nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for the NFL. And yes, Thursday night football is the Giants versus the Washington football team. That way Keon can weep as he drives home because he has no choice but to hear it. Do you find yourself avoiding watching your team when they're this bad?
No.
You can't help it? Like a moth to the flame?
Yeah, I come back every week. I say, sometimes I even say I won't come back, and then I come back and watch.
Yeah, that's a true fan. Good on you, man, but I feel your pain. I've also got some Sunday morning football for you guys this week. Bengals at Bears, and then, of course, we got Chiefs at Ravens later on in the afternoon. And Monday Night Football, we'll bring you back around. Lions at Packers, and we got an early broadcast for you guys of the Blender at 2 p.m. on Monday. All right, so the good news is the NFL is doing okay, stronger than ever. They had their average on the ratings up 7% from last year, 17.5 million viewers for this week 1 of the NFL. That's the second highest TV ratings over the past 5 seasons. So it's not just about COVID. It's just about, I guess, the renewed interest and added interest into this great game.
Yeah, it's one of those indicators, I think, of like us sort of returning to normal. Last year, I just don't think the focus was necessarily on the NFL with COVID and all of the social stuff that was going on.
Oh, yeah.
And we're finally coming back around.
Well, it wasn't the same when you had those weird stadium situations and the piped-in crowd and all that business.
Yeah.
I think it really kind of turned a lot of people off. But it's good to see fans back in the stadium. It's good to see our game get back on track and be fun and exciting again.
Yeah, and did you guys miss the extra Monday Night Football game in week 1? I sure didn't. I've never really cared for that. I like just the one game on a Monday Night Football.
I mean, I was looking forward to moving out west and actually being able to stay awake for it.
And they took it away.
And then they took it away. But other than that, no. I mean, I don't need 2 Monday Night Football games.
Tell you what. Yeah, go ahead.
Either one of you guys watch the Manning brothers broadcast?
Yeah, I did. I watched some of it, and my wife made me change it because she was annoyed by it. And fair enough. They were a little annoying there at the beginning, but later on they kind of settled in, and it was more fun. I'll give it another shot next time they do it. Are they doing it again this Monday? I think so. I think they are.
So. Yeah.
I know they've only signed up to do 10 Monday Night Footballs. I think there's more Monday Night Footballs than just that. So I guess you'll have to check your local listings to see when the Manning brothers do their thing. Excuse me. I don't think we need to see Peyton jumping up on the whiteboard anymore, doing stuff. That took away from watching the game, I think, too much. But let's see. Oh, by the way, I was checking the wires here, and when I told you in the last hour about DeMarcus Lawrence, he broke his foot during practice. This just came out that there's going to be a lot of problems on this. What he broke his foot on, it turns out, was one of Bill Belichick's cameras, and that's not going to go well for the Patriots.
No. Yeah.
By the way, when I said that, and I know you got it was a joke, but for a moment you're like, that could happen.
It's a little plausible.
Too realistic.
It's a little plausible.
That's too much. Baby Got Dak says maybe with more states allowing sports gambling, sports books to raise the ratings. Oh, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it.
Just about bet you're right. People who would not, maybe they're football fans, but maybe they were like, I wouldn't normally watch that game. Maybe they're like, because they got some skin in the game. Oh, Baby Got Dak, you're brilliant. You are brilliant. I think you're 100,000% right. The more sports books that are allowed throughout this great nation of ours, you watch these ratings go up even higher.
Yeah, it's got me to a degree for baseball, where I'm watching the Rockies and the Rangers on a Thursday night.
Why am I doing this with my life?
That's
money.
right. I put $10 on this game, and I want to see where it goes.
Sure. Last Optimist says State Farm needs to drop Rodgers for Kyler Murray. I see what you're saying. So not State Farm Stadium. He's saying Kyler Murray should do the commercials, not Aaron Rodgers.
Why is that?
I don't know. There's no joke there. I think Last Optimist is being serious, saying, I think Aaron Rodgers, he's done his time. And by the way, those commercials are horrible.
They're not good.
They're like pretending they're upset because this guy is giving mere mortals a decent rate. He's like, oh, well, now they're all angry at him about it. That makes them look douchey.
Yeah, which they did that last year, which is why they've tweaked it to make Aaron and Mahomes pretend to be normal guys, getting the regular rate. And they're happy about it as opposed to the other way around.
Yeah, I think they just scuttle that thing. I miss the agent. And then that's how I hated the agent. The actor who played him was actually in some other stuff. He was pretty good, but the guy who played Aaron Rodgers' agent, I like that better than what they're doing now, and I hated that. You're right, Aaron. Aaron Rodgers, bye-bye. Kyler Murray, go get some money, and let's see if you can at least try to be a better actor than Chris Paul. Oh dear God, that's a horrible.
Makes sense. I mean, after all, it's State Farm Stadium, right?
Yeah, and Chris Paul
wasn't bad.
They had to put in that girl from the WNBA or whatever she is to make him look like a good actor. Oh my God, she was horrible.
She was awful. Brianna Ionescu.
Chris.
And then when she was just standing there, she didn't know what to do with her hands, so she just kind of had them off to the sides.
Dude turns into a basketball. I'm doing more than Chris.
Freak out.
Horrible.
He turned into a basketball.
Yeah.
What? All right.
I think they just need to get rid of all those things. But you know what? Much we say this now, these commercials will play over and over and over and over beyond the Super Bowl. This is what we're stuck with. And
I would imagine, yeah.
I'm going to file a lawsuit against State Farm for mental cruelty for the way they do their commercials.
Think you should.
Mental damn cruelty. Because that means 6-7 months of seeing Patrick Mahomes pretend to work in a shoe store wearing a god-awful, weirdly yellow and green shirt.
Is that what they think normal shoe store employees dress like? It's not true.
I don't know.
It's not true.
Have you seen the one where Aaron Rodgers is the celebrity, the sort of out of Seattle, the kind of grungy celebrity.
Well, I think the premise of the commercial is
guitar player, singer, songwriter.
I think the premise of the commercial is that they are in disguise trying to find out if the dude gave the same rate to regular people because they're angry about it. And that's why he's like, oh, yeah, ex-friend, I'm just singing a song about my ex-friend. So they're not trying to pretend to be regular people. They're trying to trick fake Jake from State Farm into thinking that. Because I remember he don't look nothing like the original Jake. I mean, it's plausible that there's more than one Jake working at State Farm, but the original commercial was actually funny.
The original Jake from State Farm was just a normal looking guy.
He's a schlub. I get it, but
he was this Jake from State Farm agent.
Yeah, he was a schlubby looking guy. Now you got a buff, like actor looking guy. Okay, fine, but at least make it good. He looks like a guy who he's dying behind the eyes. The guy who plays Jake from State Farm, it looks like he could be a good actor, and he might be somebody you want to watch in something. But what they do in these commercials, you're ruining his career.
That this is not exactly what he went to Hollywood for. When I waited tables for 6 years for this is the chance I got. Being in an awful State Farm ad with Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes who can't act.
That said, a few years of this, now he's making like Flo from Progressive money. You know what I'm saying?
Which is why she's never leaving.
He's making bank doing this. So I'm sure he'll milk it for all it's worth. But you could see it. Little sadness behind his eyes,
I'll never win an Academy Award doing this.
Yeah, he wanted to do art, and then he got caught in this. And he's being compensated, but
it could have been on Fargo. I just don't know what's happening here.
I could have started in Yellowstone.
What the hell? Fish Tank says, Baby Got Dak has been on fire today with the hot takes. Yes, that's true. And here she is again. Baby Got Dak says, I have to admit, I love Baker Mayfield progressive commercials. I hate those.
At home with Baker. Baker's a better actor than all of the people we just mentioned.
But still so dumb. It makes me hate him. I hate those commercials too.
I actually didn't hate the commercials at first. And then when you see them for the 30th time that day, you can't help but lose it a little bit.
I don't like contrived, it's all just
all right. But the most recent one where he's having a yard sale and he's got all the football equipment out there. And one of the players walks up, hey, those are my shoulder pads. Baker Mayfield goes, could be if you make me the right offer. The guy just takes him anyway and looks at him as he walks away.
Did you laugh out loud?
I did. I thought it was a great line. It was hilarious.
I chuckled. I didn't laugh out loud.
What I wanted to see is that lineman beat the hell out of him with those pads. Beat him down into the turf. Now I've been laughing. That would have been something. Ookla says, hi, Randy. Hi, Keon. Radio pal.
Hi, Ookla.
Mr. Wilbur says, I'd like to throw a flag against Jeffrey because I think he's avoiding some of my texts. Well, it's not a flaggable offense. And you know what, Randy, you should throw a flag at Mr. Wilbur for even suggesting such a thing.
Well, I can't throw a flag unless he's done something wrong.
He says Kyler Murray is short right here. He says it right there.
And there's your whistle.
See what happens, Mr. Wilbur? Justin Tip says, don't the Cardinals play at State Farm Stadium? I know. It seems like it would make a whole lot of sense, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Dropping the soap says, I agree. Kyler Murray should do State Farm commercials, albeit for a short time. Straight Striper. What was that? No, so he doesn't annoy people, Randy. A short time, so he's just not annoying. Don't overstay your welcome, I think is what he was saying. Straight Striper says Aaron Rodgers is a great spokesperson for an insurance company. In the offseason and the first game of this year, he's been the walking definition of a liability. You are correct,
That's a good
sir.
point. That's a good point.
Bruno Baller says, we can vouch for Jeffrey that he became a nut job after watching the State Farm commercial. I did.
Did you? I don't know.
Well, I didn't know I needed vouching for on anything like that. Last Optimist says the original Jake was a State Farm employee, a real one, but the new guy is a trained actor. You remember the thing where the woman comes down, thinks she's catching her husband like chatting up some girl on the phone, and that's what we're talking about. Just Tip says, is it really that many people are into the game of football, or you think it's about fantasy and legal betting and hard knocks type shows, social media interaction? The game still only has 35 minutes of actual play. Just if I don't know why you're banging down on the old football here, whatever the reasons, all the above, whatever gets you excited and having fun with football, it's all that matters. Papa Mike says, I laughed out loud and I like those commercials. Now that I know Jeffrey doesn't like them, I like them even more.
Wow, Papa Mike. Wow.
Papa Mike, I know you too well. You are not laughing out loud at commercials. I call B as in B, S as in S in that last text. You do not laugh out loud at commercials. And if you do, it's a very rare moment. I am now calling you out, Papa Mike. Tell the truth. As God is your witness, or Allah, or whatever, all the above. Name a deity. I don't care. But you, sir, are full of it. I'm waiting. Shooter McGavin says the T-Mobile commercial with Gronk and Brady going to Tampa. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's good.
Kind of. The first time you see it, you're like, okay. But that's not even like.
The commercial's
funny.
like a year old. They did it last year.
Yeah, it's not funny, but it's not as bad as the State Farm ones. That's true. Dropping the soap. He says now Aaron Rodgers is involved in personnel matters. I wonder if he'll demote himself to the bench.
I don't think that's going to happen. Doesn't seem like
He'll do the typical Aaron Rodgers thing, and that is to blame everybody but himself. Everybody. I mean, wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, beer guys up in the stands.
Does he do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Is a well-known thing. Papa Mike, thank you. He says, okay, you're right. Honestly, I love it. All right, we got one more hour of the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Staples Connect has everything for school at amazing prices. Right now, Staples one-subject notebooks are only 25 cents each, and Crayola 24-count crayons, 2-pocket polyfolders, and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each. So your student won't just be ready for school. There'll be tons of drawings to hang on the fridge ready.
We're going to need a bigger refrigerator.
Visit your local Staples store or staples.com/back-to-school and get amazing prices for everything on your back-to-school list. Ends 9/18, limit 30, notebooks in store only. Offer may vary online.
Chances are the technology you work with every day is an afterthought until it isn't working. Technical problems can throw a wrench in your day, but computer security issues can expose you and your customers to serious risk. Affinity Technology builds custom IT solutions that help small businesses thrive. No system is too complicated. If it plugs in, we work with it. Affinity Technology runs Arizona businesses. Contact us today at atechaz.com. That's atechaz.com. Affinity Technology.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona.
Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia
keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene.
You need to tune in
to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3.
The Fanatic.
And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join. I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture. It helped me get my job, it helped me pay for my house.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
NASCAR Championship Weekend returns to Phoenix Raceway November 5th through the 7th.
A wild season of unexpected will culminate in Phoenix with drivers putting it all on the line for their shot
at earning the title of NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Featuring 4 championship races in 3 days.
Don't miss your chance to witness history from atop the grandstands as the action goes 5 wide into the iconic dog lane.
Or from up close with access to the fan-friendly infield experience.
Get your tickets to see the NASCAR Championship in person.
Go to PhoenixRaceway.com.
Hurry, tickets won't last much longer.
Everybody, Mark Asher, back to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rhodes in the control room, and you guys are in the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, hey, Randy, is my imagination, or is it going to cool down? Is it actually finally going to cool down some?
Yeah, we're expecting some overnight lows to start get down in the mid 70s, and we're also looking for the temperatures to dip right out of the 100s later this week and start moving downward in a fall-like trend for the Valley of the Sun. Of course, we all know we have two seasons here: hot, and extremely hot.
Yeah, and so now we're just moving to the basic hot. Well, that's good news. Let's get a full weather report from you a little bit later on.
All right.
Right now, I got to try to paint a mental picture here. And the best way I can do this is, you ever watch the show Cops? You ever watch that? Bad boys.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Okay.
What you gonna do when you're shirtless and the police come and arrest you?
Oh, boy.
And so, you know, the thing where we got a domestic dispute and and they go to the house right there. And by the time they get to the house and the cameras get the woman is already saying, please don't take him away. Oh, he's so fine. He's not going to. Oh, and she's like, oh, please let him go. And that's what I feel like is going on with the NFL Players Association when it comes to Josh Gordon.
What?
Because they're asking Roger Goodell to reinstate Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon, like NFL Players Association is like that woman. Please don't let him come back. Let him come back. I can change him. Oh, I got to. No, we got this. It's fine. What is going? Why? There's a point in you have to say, listen, we'll support you to get the help you need. But how many times has it been? How many times has it been that he's come back and left and come back and left and come back and left?
This might be the fourth time.
Isn't there a point? Isn't there a point where it's like, Josh, we got to put you in a different situation that will help nurture you not doing drugs and not getting in trouble.
So what are you going to do? You're going to take him away out of his comfort zone with his friends and tell all of his friends?
Comfort zone is where he always gets in trouble. I mean, Keon, what were the drugs that he was doing? If I don't remember completely. Some of it, I think, was performance enhancing, but some of it was, recreational, if I'm not mistaken.
But yeah, you're not mistaken. I don't know exactly off the top of my head. I'll go ahead and pull that up.
All right, we're going to bring that. So, the comfort zone is what's getting him in trouble. And
don't you think Josh Gordon has got to come to the realization that enough is enough?
Well, how many times can you come to that realization? And if you're a team and you've seen this over and over again, now you're going to invest in Josh Gordon and say, all right, well, fifth time is a charm, I guess. How many teams, the teams have put him on the roster. He goes out there, he does kind of pretty good. And before he actually starts getting going, and he's gone. And he's gone again. And he's gone again. And, he's got a problem. And it seems like the problem comes back whenever he comes back to the NFL. And listen, I don't want to ever stop somebody from getting a chance or a second chance or third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I mean, listen, that he ain't hurting nobody but himself. So, right now, the only other people he's going to be hurting is the team that he would come on and they'd be counting on him and that he's taking up a roster spot. He's getting some cap money. And, how many times are you supposed to let this happen? And also for his own protection, maybe this is not where he needs to be.
It's not. Football is a painful sport too. So there's already, once you get hit by somebody and you're feeling it in your ribs on a Monday, the temptation to go back to a lot of these drugs that you could use for pain relief is really strong coming back to play football. And then you're also, you're famous. So you've got people maybe throwing stuff your way that shouldn't be going. And by the way, the drugs that came up, obviously marijuana, but there was Xanax, hydrocodone, oxycodone.
Okay. Well, there you go. Opioids and stuff. Well, let's take a moment on that. Xanax. Is that against the rules?
It's not against the rules, but if it wasn't prescribed to him,
what is Xanax?
It's usually given to people.
Anti-anxiety.
Yeah. But if you're not prescribed the Xanax, then he was abusing it. Was his problem?
Right. The abuse of it, not the whether or not it was illegal or not. Now, Moist One says it's Xanax and weed. Come on. Dale Hellestray said they used to have tubs of Vicodin in the locker rooms. Just take a few before the game.
It's not just Xanax and weed. Like I said, hydrocodone, oxycodone, codeine syrup, by the way, also on the list
and
of drugs.
Alcohol, according to Thunderstone.
Yeah, it's not a healthy combination of things. Some people can handle it.
Listen,
he can't.
I don't care if you're abusing mayonnaise. It's a problem for him. And, he's got to have, and what happens is when you violate some of those rules, you may say, oh, it's just weed. Oh, it's just this. Well, opioids are nothing to laugh at. And I really feel a huge amount of sympathy for all the players who, get injured, like Keon said, and they have these nagging injuries and they need some relief from that. And, a lot of these guys maybe would have passed on the opioids and gone to the CBD or the, of marijuana to help alleviate some of that pain. And I think that's another reason that the NFL is, and a lot of people are sort of steering away. The problem is that the marijuana today is not the same marijuana from the past. And then, there's issues with that too. So it's not a simple matter of, oh, it's just weed. Weed ain't what it used to be, but it's not about even what it was, Xanax or whatever opioid. It's about the abuse. It's about, he has a problem. And that is what he needs to be focused on dealing with. And what happens when somebody who's an addict is under pressure, when they're in a situation, but they're also in a situation where certain things are now available to them. I think it's an unhealthy place for Josh Gordon to be. And I think the NFL Players Association may not be doing him any real service there. But I mean, again, I'll turn in the same sentence and say, yeah, but I understand. This is what he was built to do. This is what he built himself to do. This is what he wanted to do his entire life. He's damn good at it. Yeah. And shouldn't we let this guy have that chance? I don't know. I mean,
I have one condition. I have one condition for Josh Gordon to return. Go to the Raiders. Go to the Raiders. No, I'm not kidding. Max Crosby.
Because he's a criminal?
No, because Max Crosby and Darren Waller, we talked about it a little bit yesterday.
You're right.
They've already had those struggles.
They could help him.
They could help him.
He might be in an advanced situation.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
I look up Darren Waller's story. Darren Waller was in a real bad way with some of the stuff he was using. And the fact that he was a Baltimore Raven. The Ravens cut him because they just thought, man, this guy can't control himself. And he had to, look himself in the mirror and really turn his life around. I think that those guys could help him. They've already kind of got that structure in Las Vegas. Go ahead and give him that opportunity with a team with players on it who got that mindset already.
Well, he's recently completed a treatment program. That was probably mistyped. Should have said another treatment program. By this time, isn't he just sort of a pro at getting through it? You know what I'm saying? Telling them what they want to hear kind of thing, just to get done and get through it so you can try to get back. I mean, I don't know. How can you trust Josh Gordon? And I'm not saying he's evil. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying an addict is an addict. And that's a hard thing to get to get back after that. I mean, I sympathize. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if we're doing him any favors, and I don't know if he's going to be doing anybody any good in the NFL.
That's what I'm not sure of either, is if you're actually doing him a disservice. Because I remember reading about when he was in New England and Tom Brady was there. Tom Brady believed that Josh Gordon was really serious about trying to change. I just don't think the NFL, with the pressure of you don't perform, we're cutting you, and with the pain that comes with playing in that league, with some of the hits that guys take, that's a place that's conducive to Josh Gordon being the kind of person even Josh Gordon wants to be.
Yeah. I mean, I really wish him well, and I really want to see him okay. Maybe it's a thing where they attach a guy to him. Maybe he just needs a wingman.
Yeah, but if it comes down to having a guy with him and isolating him and giving him every opportunity to stay clean, he still has to make the decision to stay clean. It all rests with him. They can make every damn provision in the world. If he wants it, he will go find it and he will use again.
I know.
And I think Keon's right. 100%. This is a sport that entails a lot of injury and pain is associated with it. And who knows what his childhood and youth was all. I mean, this could be a deep-rooted situation. But unless Josh Gordon is the guy that wants to decide, I'm done, that's the only way it's going to happen. He has to make the decision. He's got to commit to it.
Well, one of the things that is a real shame is the opioid situation in this country is just completely out of control. And instead of letting players use CBD oils or use marijuana for relief of certain injuries, they are forced to deal with doctors who then prescribe the opioids that then they get caught up on, which is even worse for them than if they had just done the CBD oils and stuff. And again, marijuana, not what it used to be. It's not just as simple like, hey, like the hippies used to smoke. There's some crap in that stuff now. They're putting stuff in that you just do not want to mess with. So, it's all complicated, but I wish the best for Josh Gordon, but boy, I don't know if the NFL Players Association is doing the right thing here. And well, we don't know what Roger Goodell is going to do anyway. So, Moist One says exactly. It's a problem the NFL had a part in creating. Yeah. Eddie V says, is there a 12-step program for mayonnaise, or do I have to go away somewhere for 2 months? I'm asking for a friend.
You might have to go away somewhere for a couple of months.
Yeah.
Chief Skulls Burner says, who's to say Gordon wouldn't take Crosby and Waller back down the rabbit hole? Well,
I mean, I
two against
guess,
one.
Yeah, that's the presumption is that you've got two guys that are already supporting each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, if Josh Gordon decides,
divide and conquer.
If he's
Horrible.
slipping up, then that is, something that I don't think that they're going to necessarily do that.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping that it all works out. And the first person I hope it works out for is Josh Gordon. But to give you an idea, in 2013, when he showed up in the league, he was amazing. 22 years old. Ever since then, now this has been 8 years. He's played 33 games. He's missed 80. Just gives you an idea. So
yeah, because he can't finish seasons because he just can't really keep it together, and it really stinks to see because he's an electrifying guy when he's out there.
We all look at this and then you'd say, well, I hope I get 5 chances. If something goes wrong in my life, if I make a mistake, I hope I get extra chances. So, I don't want to begrudge somebody else theirs, but
and the thing with Josh Gordon too that really makes it hard, and the reason why people keep trying to give him chances is he is a genuinely nice guy. That's from what I've read, is that people don't think that he's, trying to trick them or deceive them. Like, he really honestly tries, but he's got a problem.
Yeah. Makes it harder to say no to people too. Baby Got Dak says, I think that beyond the physical pain, a lot of people abuse drugs because they're dealing with untreated mental health disease. I am very proud of my Cowboys for being the first team in the league to add a mental health care team to their facility. Yeah, I think that there's little aspects of life that every team should offer help with, not just mental health, not just possibly dealing with drug addiction, but just life skills. Some of these NFL players have been carried all the way up from high school through college into this situation, and real life is sort of a stunner for them. Managing your money. How to be just a regular decent guy, how not to get yourself into some trouble. There's a lot of different aspects that the rest of us are like, no, that's pretty simple. But they have been, I know, boo-hoo, right? But they've been done a disservice because they haven't been taught properly, because when the athlete is good, the athlete gets all the perks. Oh, no, you don't have to worry about the homework. That fellow will do your homework. Come on, let's go practice. And that goes through high school all the way through college. And then they end up in the NFL, and they have already got this entitlement personality.
Yeah.
And then when they are forced to deal with real life, a lot of them have a hard time with it.
And if you add that to the fact that, and this is not everybody's story, and I don't know if this is Josh Gordon's story, the fact that some guys come from really bad places, and football was their way out, but now you're in a different place with different rules and different challenges. Is you have money, but you don't know how to spend it, you don't know how to save it, all that other stuff. You don't, even the bad place where you came from, you don't know how to deal with the mental stuff that you got from coming out of there. Like all of this other stuff, like, adds up to, if you end up introduced to, for instance, opioids, it could be a dark path for you.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of education that needs to continue for these guys, even when they're in the NFL. Let's see. Good Cat says mayonnaise is the worst creation known to man.
Wow.
No, it's not.
I do have
Mayonnaise
a friend
is
that,
good, man.
that will literally not eat mayonnaise, just
Wow.
eat on principle.
What principle of what?
He thinks it's gross. That's the principle.
Oh, okay, well, that's fair.
He's disgusted by it.
Has he tried it?
He has tried it. I
If
don't
he hates it and he tried it, that's fine.
I don't understand it, but he can't do it.
Listen, mayonnaise, mayo, ketchup. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. Who cares?
Right.
I don't know if I'd go worst creation known to man, but all right. The Jet says, if I played for the Cowboys, I'd need a mental health care team too. Chief Scold Burner says, I just had my 3rd COVID-19 vaccination shot. Does that make me addicted to vaccines? No, but I think it makes you a superhero. You didn't really. Boomer Sooner says, shoot, Jeffrey, could you imagine being 21 or 22 years old, really having no money to speak of? Like, you and I would have known all of a sudden having your agent tell you, oh, now you got $1 million in the bank. Can you imagine? I can't imagine what I would think or do at that point. I know the NFL has classes for these young guys, but they should be doing more. They should be following up. I think it's a bad problem out there for these kids. Yeah, that's kind of what I was alluding to, is saying, maybe give them a little bit more in the life skills so things are a little bit easier to handle. Thunder Snow says, as a member of the 4th Dimension, I must stand up for mayonnaise. There's really not a controversy here, guys.
Amen.
It's really just if you're addicted, if you have problems with mayonnaise, if you need to talk to
Nothing
somebody.
Valley
with being
Medical
addicted
weight
to
loss.
mayonnaise.
If you're addicted to mayonnaise, they can help.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all.
Joseph Tip says mayonnaise is the worst creation on earth. Dude, you ever met Ryan Braun?
Yeah.
Or have you ever met a beaver? Joseph Tip's just really angry about beavers.
This is like the 3rd week in a row where he has basically just decided to slander a mammal. The water mammal.
I mean, Ryan Braun, we get it. But leave the beavers alone.
What have they done?
I know. Oh, by the way, I hate when somebody makes an announcement about an announcement. If you're making an announcement about an announcement, can you just make the damn announcement and just stop wasting my time? But I guess the Hard Knocks people are saying, we're going to have an announcement that will involve the future of Hard Knocks. Well, nobody gives a damn. Just cancel the thing. That's what you're doing, right? They're canceling, right?
That's what I heard. Or if you're going to go on hiatus, just do that. Like I don't care enough to read your statement.
We don't need an announcement. Just do it. What are the ratings really bad for the Hard Knocks now?
I have no idea. But you know what? If next year rolls around and there's no Hard Knocks, I'll find something to watch. It's okay.
Yeah, I've never watched Hard Knocks, so somehow I've managed to survive without it. Maybe I'm part of that problem. Randy, are you a Hard Knocks fan?
Not at all. And I won't miss it when it's gone. So I agree with you. Why have an announcement about an announcement?
Yeah.
Just take the time you're doing the announcement about the announcement and do the announcement.
I don't want to jinx anything. But so everybody, I'm going to use my very quiet voice so nobody outside of the listening audience can hear me.
All right.
Are we at the end of the reality TV era? Because
Seems like we're getting there.
Yeah, because Hard Knocks is sort of like that. The Kardashians have been sent down the driveway. They're not. Nobody cares about them anymore on the TV.
I want to think so.
Are we done?
Reality TV shows are so cheap to make.
Yeah, but who's watching them anymore?
I don't know. Maybe the streaming services killed them because then people want to watch actually good stuff if they have to pay for it.
I hope they don't get rid of Bar Rescue. I like that one.
You're not helping, Randy. You're not helping.
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, you better just we better go back to normal before somebody notices what we're doing.
All right.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break. We come back. Let's talk about some more injuries and stuff that could affect your fantasy football outlook for this week 2 in the NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Stop into your local Panera Cafe today or order on our app. Panera, live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
Staples Connect has everything for school at amazing prices. Right now, Staples one-subject notebooks are only 25 cents each, and Crayola 24-count crayons, 2-pocket polyfolders, and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each. So your student won't just be ready for school. There'll be tons of drawings to hang on the fridge ready.
We're going to need a bigger refrigerator.
Visit your local Staples store or staples.com/back to school and get amazing prices for everything on your back to school list. Ends 9/18, limit 30, notebooks in store only. Offer may vary online.
The pitch is moving up today.
Antonio's animation studio needs a 3D designer today.
What are we going to do?
Someone who's as artistic as they are organized.
But how are we going to get all this done? What about the production schedule?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Screen for quality candidates with the skills your role needs with Indeed assessments. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100 plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer. And your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Thursday at 1 p.m., we get ready for week 2 in the NFL and look ahead to Thursday night football. Get you all the information you need to know before kickoff. Let's take a look at ASU and BYU and see how both teams are preparing for this Saturday night's big matchup. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event Thursday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online,
You better have a good excuse.
yeah, we've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast, commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love.
Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk.
And you'll love every bit of it. Very well.
Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive.
Get it now.
It's on the internet.
1580, thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. I feel bad. I just saw a cluster of texts that I missed in the last hour. Fed fan says, I'm listening to you guys while riding a double-decker bus in London.
Oh, no kidding?
Via
Good for her.
YouTube.
All right.
Wait.
Good for you.
She says she's listening while riding a double-decker bus in London via YouTube. Are you riding the double-decker bus via YouTube and listening to us on the radio? Or
a song back in the day, double-decker bus is like the double.
I remember riding in the Metro song.
No, there's riding
in the Metro. Yeah, that song. Never heard a double-decker bus before.
Yeah, no, it was a funk tune. It was like a double-decker, but no, it was double. I'll have to think about it. It'll come to me eventually. I'm very old. It takes a while for my old computer to spin up.
Well, let me know when the hard drives were in, and we'll go back to it. But I missed this one in the last hour. Number one Rattlers fan says, I'm just coming out of a 3-day bender after that loss. Oh, yeah, poor guy.
I bet.
With the Arizona Rattlers losing in the United Bowl. It was close. It was a good game, but better luck next time, man. Hamilton Porter, I missed his stuff. He says some dumbass at ESPN thinks James Franklin would be the leading candidate. Well, that means that it's not going to be James Franklin.
I mean, you've got to bring his name up though, because of the coaching pedigree that he has. He built up Penn State, obviously, after Bill O'Brien was gone from there, and he built up Vanderbilt football, which if you know anything about Vanderbilt football, I mean, they'll be lucky to win 3 games this year. He managed to turn them into an 8-win football team, which is a miracle. He's a good football coach, and if they want to throw money at him, it would make sense.
Yeah, Mr. Roboto also texted in earlier in this hour when we first started up, and he said, John from Safford, Arizona. Dude, we already have you in as Mr. Roboto. I mean, how long has it been since we've heard from this guy?
Domo.
Arigato.
March 6, 2019. The hell you been, Mr. Roboto?
Domo.
Well, okay. John, but I think he forgot his own Texter nickname.
I think so.
Domo.
He says, just put Mahomes, Rodgers, Chris Paul, all those guys in a Geico Gecko costume there and have them butcher English accents, and they can say whatever. Anything will make progressive ads. And stuff Peyton Manning and Brad Paisley in them suits as a bonus. Just put them all in Gecko suits.
Uh-huh.
And then he says, riding in the Mayo. Yeah.
Mayo.
Yeah, he's just changing the song on us there.
Huh?
Do you remember
Very
that
good.
you're Mr. Roboto, John? I just want to, King Kitten says, bingo, Jeffrey. Learning to manage finances, balancing the checkbook, paying the bills on time, getting girls' phone numbers. You know, the important things that these kids need to know about.
Yeah. It's no longer about getting girl phone numbers. It's about how many baby mamas do you have?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, not all of them have baby mamas.
Well, and also, the dating app. So, you just if
The thing about
especially
it,
if you're famous, I mean, it must be.
Maybe you slow down on swiping right or left.
But
which way is it?
It's right.
The thing, and I appreciate everything the NFL is trying to do to educate these guys, to help these guys. But the NFL's got to do something about some of these quote unquote financial advisors that rob these kids blind. Yeah. There has to be some sort of a network of trusted people that they're preying. They're preying on young men that don't have any experience or education on how to have a hand of money, and they're just robbing these guys blind.
And
isn't there something they can do about that?
They have to. There has to be maybe an NFL list of recommended financial advisors, because I do remember reading like forever ago a story about Clinton Portis, and he basically looked in his bank account and there was no money, and he didn't blow through it. His financial advisor essentially just took all the cash and just invested it in all the stuff he wanted to.
But then
they
there's
not
the problem.
think they'd notice?
But then there's the problem you have with these guys that come up and they have old, Uncle John or, my cousin Stewie or
family.
My mom's going to be my financial advisor, and bang, suddenly it's all gone.
Bernie Kosar's dad blew all of his money.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Marvin Gaye's dad killed him.
Well,
that's not connected to this, but just something made me think about that.
You took a hard left turn right down dark alley, didn't you?
It happened. I mean, Papa Mike says it's 1:27 a.m. in London. Yeah, what the hell is FedFan doing riding a double-decker bus at 1:27 a.m. in London?
She's turning on the party. That's what she's doing.
Boy, she rocks harder than we ever thought. Fear No Spork says, well, that makes two of us who went missing from this show. Well, but now you're back. Okay. Why have people been gone since 2019? Were you laying low because of the COVID? I mean, that's weird. Good to have you back. Mr. Roboto says, I do remember. Domo. Yeah. So, okay. Moist One says, I'm taking a double deck. Okay, I'm not reading that.
No.
Taking a double decker bus, is one thing. Taking a double decker in a client's bathroom is another. Moist One.
No.
Jagdog says, mayonnaise is gross. Miracle Whip I could liquefy and drink all day. There are people who would say the exact opposite, that Miracle Whip is gross and mayonnaise is amazing.
Boy, I don't think so.
I could eat a sandwich either, but I prefer regular mayonnaise.
Me too. Though liquefying and drinking either one, please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Well, I'm willing to try it. Let's see. Good Cat says Mayo is worse than the baby bitch boy James. What? Mayonnaise is worse than LeBron James?
Be worse than LeBron James.
I don't even understand how you could compare the two. What?
What the hell is going on here?
Cheese Skulls Burner says, I will say mayonnaise is a wonderful condiment. And Josh Gordon, well, he's had too many chances in the league. And for him to come back, it would be taking a job away from somebody else who deserves a shot. Yeah, but then we're also, if the guy has had a problem, he's not necessarily a villain. He's kind of a victim too. Of his own making. This is a tough one to sort of reconcile sometimes, because you can look at it both ways and you can be right both times. So, I don't know, man.
If Urban Meyer can bring back Tim Tebow, who hadn't played football in like 9 years, just to see if he could play a position he'd also never played before, then we could give Josh Gordon a chance.
Thunder Snow says, as a member of the Fourth Dimension, I must stand up for Ryan Braun. Ryan Seacrest is way worse. Ooh, Ryan Seacrest, worse or better than Ryan Braun?
Hey, he's better. He's never used steroids in his life.
Yeah.
You are
correct.
He's
not a cheater and a liar.
You are correct. The Jet says, I think the Beaver is the best creation ever. they taste very good. Is there a restaurant where you can get that?
I don't
there
know.
used to be.
Yeah.
What was that restaurant name? There used to be. You could get all sorts of different.
Oh, I know that Fuddruckers, you get ostrich burgers and bison burgers. I don't know.
Yeah, but there was that restaurant in Scottsdale.
I'll try a beaver burger.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
Fear No Spark says, "Yeah, I don't even want to ask where Eric Cohen is." That's right. Don't. Last Optimist says, make a law trying college loan repayment to job availability. If college graduates, someone who cannot use their degree to get a job, the college needs to pay off the loan. Wow, that's a long way and clumsy text to get there.
Wait, what?
I think he's trying to say you make it a law that if a college graduates somebody, they get a degree in something, and then they say, all right, buddy, you got that degree, do that job, and they can't do the job. That means that they just fake their way through school. But what does the college have to pay off the loan? Because the person who faked the schooling is also complicit in that. So it's not really making sense. Last
Yeah, I don't know. Now, if you got a degree for a job and then I don't know while you were studying for the degree that the job is no longer useful, then you might have
another point. Yeah. Ukalamak says, yeah, Randy, Marshawn Lynch should tell everybody how to take care of you chickens.
Well, he's done that before.
Take care of y'all chickens.
It's not you chickens. It's y'all chickens. So get it right.
Take care of y'all chickens. Yeah, you got to
take care of y'all chickens.
See, y'all. See,
Boomer Sooner says, I think they just put more sugar in the Miracle Whip and not in regular mayonnaise. I like them both a little bit, but not overdone. Moist One says, Miracle Whip. Isn't that Robert Kraft's nickname in the massage parlor community? Probably. Thunder Snow says, drinking liquefied mayonnaise can kill COVID-19. You know, my cousin's friend's doctor said so on Facebook.
No kidding.
Well, we should all be doing that and huff some onions right afterwards.
It's like a double layer of protection.
Good Cat says, I dislike, abhor, I loathe the baby immensely.
Clearly, because
I hate mayo more.
Wow.
It's just so the list is like what? Jordan, Kareem, Mayo, LeBron.
Of all the time I've been on this show, I have never heard so much hatred for one condiment.
Mayonnaise.
Now, I understand mustard. There's a debate about mustard.
Sure.
But mayonnaise?
I don't get it.
Really?
I mean, yeah, it's raw eggs just sort of floating around in there if you really want to think about it. But
come on, man.
I'm not going to stop me from eating it. Listen, I'll eat an uncooked hot dog and be okay.
Like the thing with the mayonnaise is not because you can like whatever condiment you want to like or not like whatever condiment you want to not like. It's just I didn't see the reaction to the mayo being this strong.
Yeah.
And that's what's throwing me off.
I don't get it.
See, there's nothing for me. There's nothing like you get a nice toasted bun off your own grill. You got your hamburgers are nice and juicy, just the way you want them. You get all the stuff, and then you slap a little mayo on there and slap a little ketchup on there, mix it all together, and then put that juicy burger on it. Oh, my gosh. It doesn't get much better than that.
Cheese Skulls Burner says, Jeffrey, get some balls and throw the NFL rule book at him. Gordon had his chance and blew it 5 times. By the way, Grey Poupon is the abomination of condiments. Okay, slow your roll there, buddy.
Wow.
I don't make the rules for the NFLPA or the NFL.
And they're just asking, by the way.
Yeah.
They are allowed to ask, hey,
Sure.
can he come back? And then the NFL could say no.
And I get your passion. I understand. But if this was a guy who is cheating, if this is a guy who is doing, this is a guy who has had a problem with addiction. I understand that, to a point, you do give somebody more chances. But then there's a point where you're like, okay, let's just take care of you. Okay. Just the Tip says Hobie Meats on 16th and Bethany Home could probably get some beaver for you. They specialize in prime and Wagyu beef, but they can also get about any game meat you want. I didn't think that beaver.
I don't want any beaver meat.
King Kitten says, and all this time I thought it was yo chicken. No, it was y'all chicken.
Y'all.
Yeah. Boomer Sooner says, did you guys see College Game Day on ESPN last weekend? The Iowa State guy dumped a whole gallon plus of mayonnaise on his head and he rubbed it in his body. And the chicks think it's all really good body moisturizer and stuff too.
What?
Okay, so those are two separate ideas at the end there.
Yeah.
Mayo as body moisturizer, which I'm guessing you would not. A little dabble, do you? You're not like dumping it all on yourself, like the guy that was an Iowa State fan on College Game Day, dumped an entire bucket of mayonnaise on himself.
And I'm like, hell would you do that?
I don't know. And to do that to start the day,
that's curtain of distraction guy at ASU with the weird perm. He was rubbing mayonnaise on him like this, but that was just for the purpose of distracting the guy shooting the free throw. Outside of that, what the hell?
You're outside in a football stadium. The sun is shining on you. Gonna smell and the game hasn't started yet, and you're covered in mayonnaise.
That's unhealthy.
And you're going to go bad real quick. Your lettuce is going to wilt. Can we just say it like that?
You're going to get botulism before you get home. Megatron says, technically, hot dogs are already cooked. I know. That's why I can sit there. I actually like to do because I spend a good amount of time as a bachelor. And when I'm a bachelor, I eat like a kid that like a fifth grader you sent to the store to get food. And I'll sit there if it's just me by myself, jar of peanut butter. I'll dip the hot dog in and eat the hot dog with peanot butter on it.
Does it taste good with the peanut butter?
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
Uncooked. No way if it's cooked, and then I do it like a grown-up, Okay, that sentence didn't really. But you get what I mean. Good Cat says, yes, I confused the hosts. My job is done and I can sleep easy tonight. Slow Mo Zo says, how many chances and Josh Hamilton yet? Huh?
Oh, Josh Hamilton. I don't know. Is Josh Hamilton still in Major League Baseball?
No, he's done. And he fell off the wagon hard.
Man,
hard. It's a sad ending to a really, really promising story. I remember at the very pinnacle, him hitting those balls in that All-Star game, almost out of Yankee Stadium, and what a promising career. But just it ended really badly, and I hate to report that.
Yeah, that stinks because I hadn't heard. The last I heard when he was still doing well, because I root for all of these guys that are struggling with addiction. I hope that they all pull through. To me, it's not about how many chances you get, really. It's about what's the best situation for you to kick this thing in the butt and really turn your life around. And I'm sad to hear that about Josh Hamilton.
Can I just tell you that you guys don't have to suffer through what I've been suffering through? There's a lot of texts about Beaver on this text line right now.
I see. Okay.
Baby Got Dak says, back in the day, women used to put mayonnaise in their hair for conditioning, which is just gross to me. Well, imagine they rinsed it out, though, Baby Got Dak.
I'm thinking it's the oils from the egg that they wanted in there. I don't
know. What's this? Moist one says Josh Hamilton threw a ball that resulted in a guy dying too.
Well, I didn't hear about that, but I knew there were some domestic things that happened, and it was because of drug abuse, and it's just a sad ending to a really, really promising story. So yeah.
Horgon says, I must be a very large child. I love a good hot dog right out of the fridge. Grab some crackers and boom, away you go.
Yeah, no, I'm down
crackers.
With it. I mean, I don't know about grabbing the crackers.
You chop the hot dog up and you get the saltines. You put the hot dog on the saltines. Bam.
It sounds like it could work, actually.
You put a little peanut butter on there, and now you're off to the races. That's good protein.
Yeah, good.
Moist one says, the Texas Rangers guy that fell while going for a ball. Well, that's just not on Josh Hamilton.
Well, it wasn't his fault. Josh Hamilton.
That guy was dumb. All right, we're going to take a break. We come back. We have On This Day in Big Georgia sports history, and maybe we'll even get to spin that wheel of sports. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Because there's only one you, Views Alto is the vape as unique as you are. With Views by You, you can make your unique mix with any of 4 colors, 3 flavors, 3 nicotine levels, and infinite wrap designs. So how will you do you? Make Views Alto a vape that is yours. In store now. Discover more at Views.com. Views. Charge beyond. Vapor products. Underage sale prohibited. Website and offers restricted to age 21 and over tobacco consumers.
My doctor told me my blood pressure is borderline. I figured I could worry about it or do something about it. So I took control with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula. It works safely and naturally to help maintain healthy blood pressure with a custom blend of garlic, vitamins, and minerals. And it's odor-free. I'm taking charge with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Staples Connect has everything for school at amazing prices. Right now, Staples one-subject notebooks are only 25 cents each, and Crayola 24-count crayons, 2-pocket polyfolders, and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each. So your student won't just be ready for school, there'll be tons of drawings to hang on the fridge ready.
We're going to need a bigger refrigerator.
Visit your local Staples store or staples.com/back-to-school and get amazing prices for everything on your back-to-school list. Ends 9/18, limit 30, notebooks in store only. Offer may vary online.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100-plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Your best plan to retire might be right under your roof. This is Rob Canier, and for over 20 years, I've helped people discover how they can utilize a portion of their equity in their home as a coordinated strategy in retirement planning, thus creating additional monthly cash flow, paying less taxes, and making their retirement assets last longer. This is a safe and proven retirement strategy for qualified homeowners age 62 and older. All you have to do is reverse your thinking. Call me, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773.
We give you so much sports, you'll have to hit the showers after listening. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. Got Notre Dame taking on Purdue here on 1580 The Fanatic on Saturday, 11 a.m. If you like using college football, Notre Dame undefeated so far. So are the Sun Devils. Is your school undefeated there, Keon? I forgot. Who's your school again? You're the
Texas
Horn
Longhorns.
They do like that, right?
The other way. You got
this way? Like, call me like that?
Vertical. Yeah,
This? This is vertical.
180 degrees from that.
I don't know.
And then
It's
you
just
got-
too complicated.
No,
It's too complicated.
No,
I can't-
they're not undefeated. They're 1-1.
Oh, well, at least they're not completely defeated like you, Arizona.
That's true.
Yeah, got that going for you. Let's finish up on the text line here, and then we'll move on. Finger in the Ringer says there's an episode of Tacoma FD where they switch moisturizer with mayo as a prank. Definitely recommend watching that show. Tell you what, I ran through Letterkenny, so I may as well try the Tacoma FD. That's done by the same people who did Super Troopers, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Bruno Baller says, I don't mind cold hot dogs, but it was never a fan there of the Vienna sausages in those little pop-top cans. Yeah, I know.
They're pretty gross. I lost a bet and had to eat like 3 cans of them. It was
God,
terrible.
3 cans?
Oh my God.
I lost a bet. I mean,
Why?
Why would you go to a bed with 3 cans of Vienna sausages?
Did you get to cook them? Did you do anything with them?
No.
You just had to eat it right out of the goo.
Eat it right out of the goo.
Oh boy.
What was it about?
Oh man. It was something involving the Knicks or something. I don't. It was rough.
You would think after 3 cans you'd have remembered that, but holy God.
I tried to forget everything about that actually. Just to
damn.
And I did
wish
it on the air.
this. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Chief Skulls Burner says, when will we start seeing the personal injury lawsuit commercials for people who abuse mayonnaise, slathering all over their body, and it causes active body acne? It leads to disease, or worse yet, cannibalism because of the condiment shortages. When are we going to see that? Oh,
I mean, it was in Iowa.
I feel like that's more of a class action thing, Chief Skull.
If it was in Iowa, wouldn't that be like the children of the corn?
Yeah. And that's creepy stuff right there. Senior Wake and Bake says, this is America. If I want mayo on my pancakes, it's kind of gross, but I'll have mayo on my pancakes because this is America. Go Niners.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Just Tip says, my hot girlfriend works at Dutch Brothers near Kyler Murray's house. She knows when it's him on the speaker because he always has the same order. Large coffee, 1 sugar, and a squirt of condensed milk. That doesn't make it. How's that a short joke?
Condensed. Mm-hmm.
That's it?
Now, boy, that's rough. That's another one that needs some workshop.
Just Tip, how about you are now grounded? 1 week, no Kyler Murray jokes. That was so bad.
That was bad.
It's not even a flag for the short joke. It's just a flag for a bad joke.
Horrible.
Just man.
Well, I mean, I had to flag it. He said condensed. I know what he was saying. Kyler Murray's coffee has condensed milk. Give me a break.
I feel like because of that, what Just the Tip just did there, I feel like we just turn off the show. I don't mean like go to network. Just turn everything off and let it just be quiet. So everybody can kind of contemplate things and try to.
You can't do it, Jeffrey. Don't leave the fourth dimension on a bad joke like that. You can't do it.
Just sit with it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I need to get my cheese straightened out or whatever that is. Papa Mike.
Your cheese straightened out?
I don't know. It's something I hear hippies say.
Karma, chakra, one of those.
Yeah, Chaka Khan.
You call it what you want. I'll call it what I want.
Papa Mike says, hey, Jeffrey, if you haven't seen it yet, I sent you and Randy a link to the article about the space flight Boogie was talking about. 51-year-old female Tempe Community College educator on board. I would have included Keon, but Radio Ron hasn't given him an email address yet because we're not sure if he's going to work out, but must check out that article. Yeah, Boogie was saying, I don't know if I read the next part of Boogie's text, but he actually also told me how to pronounce her name. I was not that far off of pronouncing the name of this astronaut. I'm typing on the wrong computer trying to find Boogie's text. So, oh damn it! Sorry.
It's what happens when you have 3 or 4 computers in front of you.
Yeah, I know. Hold on here. I want to give this gal her proper due because that is pretty cool. That is pretty impressive that you get to go into space. If you could go into space right now, would you go?
Yeah.
If they said, "Hey, we got a seat for you," you want to go?
No, absolutely.
Randy, would you go?
Well, I'm deathly afraid of heights, so they'd have to knock me out to get me into the capsule. But once I was in the capsule, I'd be all right.
I'd go. I would go. Unless somebody said I can't, they try to talk me out of it. But Boogie says that her name is Scion, S-I-A-N. It's pronounced Scion, and they're doing a 3-day journey orbiting the planet, going past Hubble and the International Space Station. I guess they're just going to wave as they go by. It's real space, though, not like certain billionaires. So there you go. That is what Boogie says.
Now that is real cool. Yeah.
3-hour tour.
I wonder if something went goofy, could they just crash? And I don't mean crash into, like crash a party. Could they just pull up to the International Space Station and then drive away to freak them out? Like, what the hell was that?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
ding dong ditch.
You can't burn any dog poo on the porch because space, it's vacuum. No. So they do, like a little ding dong ditch. That'd be fun. Or just dock and just say, hey, everybody.
Just show up and eat all your rations. Bye.
It smells like Russian ass and bacon in here. What in the hell have you guys been up to? Oh, yeah, close the hatch. We're leaving. Hefty lefty. I can't read that. You know that. Let's see. Bruno Baller says he also mentioned squirt. Isn't that sometimes referred to as a short person?
Yeah. They try to get 2 short jokes in one joke.
I guess.
Yeah.
Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, turn left. Shaka Khan. Yeah, I would go. Yes, I'd go to space. King Kitten says, I am not going to space. Okay.
And
he says, spin the wheel. Big George of sports history.
Wow. He really doesn't want to go to space.
I know. Ukla says, really, Radio Pal? They send you to space. It's an alien thing. Okay. I'll take on some aliens. I ain't scared. All right, so let's just do this before we run out of time. Everybody wants to argue. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 18 1884, Meriden ahead 5-3 atop the ninth inning, won the Connecticut State League contest when Hartford forfeited the game because the team refused to use a new ball, needing to replace the one that was hit foul into a marsh behind home plate, citing the sphere did not come from a box sealed by the official league secretary. Yeah. So even in 1884, they were worried about somebody doctoring the ball and doing some sort of hanky-panky.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess the shortened game also featured the only home run that ever happened at Meriden Ballpark that was done by Connie Mack.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a future Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Boy, that's a deep dive today, Big George. Nice one.
Yeah.
I know when we played in beer league softball, there was always two balls in play. There was a new one for each game, and then you had the backup ball. And a lot of times we didn't like the backup ball because it was already broke in, kind of mushy. You couldn't. It had no zip on it, and so when the guy would pitch that, we would intentionally hit it foul. So they had to bring the new ball back in. If somebody had hit the new ball foul, they would just put the replacement in while they went and shagged the new ball. So we would hit the mushy one foul to get the new one back in play.
So you would, instead of hitting a score, trying to hit a run, intentionally send the ball you don't like into the stands to get the ball you did like.
Considering the new ball would fly a hell of a lot farther than a mush ball, yes.
That is really interesting. I would have never imagined doing something like that.
It was beer league softball. All we did,
beer league.
It was kind of like what the MLB is turning into. We drink beer, go up, hit home runs, run our traps all day, and drink more beer. That's all we did.
Fair enough. Sounds like fun. All right, so now we do have a little extra time. Should we go ahead and spin the wheel? We haven't done that 2 days in a row in like forever.
Up to you, Kimosabe. I'm ready if you are.
Randy White, let's spin that wheel. So, you know what? I think that the NBA probably needs to just take the word random off the policy because it's not random drug testing that every time somebody posts a picture of like some muscles or they've been working out on their Instagram, and then the next day the NBA is like knocking on the door saying, we need to pee into this. De'Aaron Fox, he was just posting regular workout pictures, and he wasn't looking absolutely, as the kids say, swole.
Okay.
He looked about like a normal self, but right after he posted these pictures up, they came and said, yeah, we're going to need a test right here. It's just kind of silly. Nobody is buying it.
No, because they're not random drug tests. If they happen after very specific things occur, like people posting workout pictures, or that one time Kyle Korver had a really good game. I think he scored like 49 points or something, and then they drug tested him right after the game. Yeah, it's not random.
Yeah, I mean, either call it just, hey, we're drug testing you. Why? Well, you're looking pretty good. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. And then, feel a little bit profiled on this, but actually, you should take it as a compliment.
Yeah, you think I look so good. You think I'm on performance-enhancing drugs.
Let's do this. Oh, yeah. Hey, of course, if you're doing them, you're like, how dare you?
What are you talking about?
There's a unnamed texter on the text line saying, an older topic, but I'd like to know what Bruce Jacobs felt about the football players kneeling during the anthem. Well, he loved it. He was completely for it. He thought it was everything that was right with America and exactly what they should be doing. Or, you could ask him yourself. He's on tomorrow morning here on 1580 The Fanatic. Oh, yeah, he was all in. Listen, about every Friday you see him walk around here with his Kaepernick jersey. He's all in.
I don't think any of that was true.
Ask him, 6212.
I have talked to Bruce Jacobs literally once.
Yeah.
I don't believe a word of that.
It did not take long to figure out how that goes. He's a good guy. He's a sweet guy, but he's to say his politics lean to the right is an understatement. All right, spin the wheel, Randy. So Calvin Johnson is not budging. Yeah, the Lions are just like, hey, Hall of Famer Calvin Johnson, we'd sure like to have you involved, and we'd like to settle all of the issues in the past. The Lions ownership is just like really desperate to get him to be nice and smiley and happy about stuff. You know what I mean? They really want him to just be their pal. And he keeps saying he's never changed his line. He said, "Pay me the money." Pay me the money you made me give back. He's like, I had to sit here and watch Andrew Luck walk away with $100 million. I had to sit here and watch Tony Romo walk off with some cash. This is $1.6 million. It is so little money compared to what these other guys, when they walked out, their owners took care of them. And, playing with the Lions, you'd see them out there at practice, but, hardly ever. And he says there was no friendship. There was no connectivity. We were just pawns in their game. We're just numbers. And they don't see personalities. They don't see people. And he says, so yeah, why should I make any kind of an effort to be your PR guy when you just made me, pushed me, forced me to give back a simple $1.6 million in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of this team is owned by a billionaire family connected with the Ford Corporation. I just don't think that they should have done that, because look, you have the track record now of two generational talents in Barry Sanders and now Calvin Johnson that you've driven away from that organization. They don't want anything to do with you. That's on you.
But legally, they had a right to the money back.
Yeah, they did legally.
That's fair, but
then you don't get to come back later and ask him to be a PR guy, because he legally can tell you to screw yourself.
How dumb are these people? How dumb are these people? I mean, that is everything you need to know about why the Lions continue to be bad.
Public relations is all about goodwill. And they just don't have any.
Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, I hope he doesn't have your address there at the house. Put everybody down in the basement. What's he talking about? Oh, Bruce Jacobs. No, we're good. Bruno Baller says, you can text him during the morning show, new caller guy there, and hope he's hope yours is one of the 3 texts they actually will read out loud during the show. I'll tell you what, though, 6212, I will leave your text open on the screen, so maybe he'll see it, comment tomorrow at 6 a.m. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients.